Yeah, I'm telling you guys right now, if combat happens, I am screwed.
Yeah, you're
So
screwed
screwed.
regardless. Aside from those other combats where you were in, just dominated us and wound us killing us multiple times.
Yeah, I'm just saying, rolling a one and a three is not a good way to set up a game. But
Could do double
whatever.
ones.
Could I mean, if it was anything like our last Dungeons and Dragonheim game, oh my lord.
At par for the course.
Okay, guys. Hey, welcome back to Tuesday Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh.
Here, Black Tower Stories. We are currently making our way through adventures in Athoria. We are going to be down one player tonight, and we got another who's just running a little late. So we'll get into that. So this week we are going to make our way through chapter 124. And last session, in chapter 123, you guys managed to make it to the top of the Azure Lighthouse and met the Keeper of the Fading Light. She gave you guys a boon to kind of help you on your way. And then Yandere elicited the help of Carrion to take you guys via some kelpie driven underwater submersible boat thing northwards to Sail Song. Upon leaving Sail Song, you realized that the shifting market was in town. You guys did a little bit of shopping and then made your way eastward into the Amber Forest, where you guys camped for the evening. We rounded out the session with Volred and Yandre becoming aware of the fact that apparently the Enchanted Nectars brewery, hosted by the Brewer of Enchanted Nectars, was located not that far off. After leaving you guys to sleep in Caleb's bubble camper, uh, they went shopping and then came back to let you guys know that they're done shopping. Um, but you guys are now awake, and the day is to do with as you will. Oh, that's also a long rest if you guys haven't triggered that yet.
I should reset my spells.
All one of them that you have on the video sheet.
Yes, let me reset my spells.
What about your sneak attacks? Gotta reset those too.
Yes.
So Yandere woke us all up and told us Ben's place is nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
It is.
We'll look over to Zal. Did you want to stop by or come back through on the way out?
I don't have any money.
You don't have any money?
I have some, but like, I don't have Ben money.
I have been.
How much is some money?
I don't know, not a lot. And he's counting in my pouch. I got like 100 gold.
For once, I am poorer than you. Interesting.
Wow.
Did Yandre tell us about the deal that he got?
Nope. He just said that Ben was gonna be there for a few days to stock up on his inventory because he's running low on stock.
Gotcha. Then I'll just stop by on our way out. Or I know where he is now. So on the way. And I'll look over to Goddard and say, you can get us back to this location. Right?
I was, well, having seen the location, yes, I suppose I can. At least get us here.
Okay, good. Because I know you're dying to come back as well.
Oh, well, I can say that studying the potions I collected when last we were here, I made some very interesting experiments.
Have you found out how to replicate?
Well, no, I can't really duplicate anything, but uh, I'm quite interested in the fact that some of the potions that he produces somehow have effects that we have been completely unable to replicate uh, using potions or even magic in general. So um, I find it quite interesting that perhaps maybe something could come of that.
Have you decided how much? Have you decided how much you want to charge for the potion that I'm interested in?
You mean the one that increases a person's intellect? A
Yes.
very useful little addition for ones such as us. Well, normally for something like that, it'd be maybe about 10,000 gold.
That's what I feel.
But who knows? Perhaps you can collect another vial on our way out. Provided, of course, we don't have to make a quick exit as we did last time.
That's the issue. If we have to make a quick exit, we won't be stopping back for.
When do we ever not make a quick exit?
Yeah, we got places to be.
I say if you want to stop by Ben, do it now.
Yeah, we got
And I'll
time.
go. Then I'll go ahead and do it.
Just don't have the money.
All right.
Pull up the chart, Eric.
Yeah.
It was a little loud.
My audio get better?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I turned up my gain.
You're a game.
What did
Yep.
you call me?
Laundry detergent.
Yeah, you're bounty.
He has a bounty, probably.
I'm sure he does. Okay, so you guys in the early twilight of the morning uh, traipse your way back into the thicket of the Amber Forest, where Yandre and Volred continue and find uh, precisely what they said. It appears to be kind of a small, uh, I would say, fairy tale looking shack that seems to have had many expansions done on it over the years. Um, Kind of with a fenced in garden and a sign with kind of elegant gilded letters that say the Enchanted Nectar's Brewery.
Yes, sir. I will make my way inside. And what was the price that it was for? I think it was 3.
8 million gold.
So you're talking about the deal you guys got last time?
Yeah, what they got last night.
Oh, last night?
Practically just now.
Yeah.
A few moments ago.
Yes, a few moments ago. Um,
Was it 3 randos and you pick one for the price of normally buying one?
yeah, because I think, so I think the price is it was a standard like 500 gold, and then he had 3 potions and told you what they were, and you got to pick one of those 3.
Are you sure it was 500?
Then-
Because
Or it was less?
Oh,
I think it was less.
Well, I thought
I
you
don't
got to pick multiples.
Yeah, I also think it was a lot of money. So I think it
Well, I think it was
was
600, and you got to choose 2 out of like 5.
It was I did 3 of 5.
3 of 5. Okay. It was 600 for 3 of 5.
okay. Well, who knows? This guy's not a great businessman, so who knows what he's doing at this
It's a
time.
hobby.
But yeah, so you make your way inside.
Yes.
This place
Okay.
always smells like patchouli.
Yep. Yeah, you make your way in. Bottles stacked everywhere. Um, and you see Ben, kind of long, somewhat multicolor, kind of tattered robe, looking almost kind of like a vagrant. His kind of long gray beard. As he kind of Nancy goes, "Ah, you have returned. Yes. Looks like your friends came back too. Has it been 2 days already? My, time does fly, doesn't it?"
Yes. My friend here was telling me that you, this is where you live, and I was looking to see about purchasing a few potions from you.
Ah, well, as you can see, and he kind of gestures to the thousands upon thousands of unlabeled bottles that fill the space. I might be able to scrounge up a handful or so.
I'm just gonna say this out of character. Given how many bottles are in here, and the type of bottles there are, if somebody took a fireball right here, this entire Feywild
Yeah.
would extinct.
Yep. We would just end the campaign, start with the next campaign was, in the beginning, there was a flash of lightning from somewhere in the Feywild. And the world and the universe was remade.
Yeah.
What does this button do?
It punched a hole in existence so massive that everything collided in and then exploded outwards.
What if we drink 2 of these together? No.
I don't know. No, I'd have to pull out the potion mixing rules for that.
What if you took underwater breathing and fire at the same time?
Well,
Anyways,
yes, because was there something in particular you're looking for, or were you wanting to get a little greedy and see what might come to chance?
I am a fan of food.
Ah, good, good. I've managed to add just over 100 or so new little concoctions in,
The last
well, a few
30
moments
minutes.
ago.
Caleb is gonna slow pan to Yandre. 30.
Oh yes, your compatriots here spent quite a little bit of time perusing my wares. I've only just finished restocking the ones they set aside.
That was
Anyways, so yes, I was looking to see about sort of game of chance.
I see, I see. All right, well, how about, let's see, new deal. New deal, what should I do? Well, I have some new things. Very well. Perhaps I will make a deal with you. I will sell you up to 3 potions using this deal, so it's a voucher, good for 3 times, limit 3. 250 gold for a random potion of my stock. You won't know what it is, but I will tell you what it does once you've drawn it. That is fine, good, again, limit 3. Or I can give you the same deal your friends had. For 6,000 gold, I'll draw 5, tell you what all 5 do, and then you can pick any 3 of your choice.
So you say you're going to offer me the same deal that my friends got, correct?
Yes.
From what they've told me, it was 600.
Well, I mean, what's the
So
difference?
you're off-
600, 6,000. It's a 0. It's literally worth nothing.
I will accept that. So now I'm going to give you 6 gold.
But
You said it's
okay.
worth nothing.
Well, damn.
I see. You are a shrewd negotiator.
So
How about this?
will that work for the first one?
550 final offer.
Said 450.
550 final offer.
I will do 550 for the same deal that they have.
Yes, of course. Gets them every time. All right, so 5 and all right, and I'll let you choose. For each of these, I have over here my original stock. You've probably know some of the items that are in there. And then over here, and you see like a series of crates and stuff, I've just finished the batch on some new inventions. For each of these, I'll let you pick from which, what is the phrase they use, kitty, or, well, I can't really say
Pick
pot,
of the
'cause it's a
litter?
cauldron. No, because, you know what? There are lots of Catharian tropes here, so that might be a little phrasing. Let us say which group of potions, the new or the old batch, that you can draw from. How does that work?
How about of the 5, we do 3 from the old, 2 from the new.
That's fine. You basically just did exactly what I was suggesting you could do. I was saying you would get to
Oh.
pick, and then,
Gotcha.
I mean,
And yes,
did you even listen? Okay. All right. So, let's see here. And so you said that you were going to do, what was it? 3 from the new, 2 from the old?
The opposite.
the opposite.
3 old, 2 new.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's fine. All right then. Let's see here. And he kind of pulls up the old, like a little bag, kind of reaches his hand.
That seems real
You hear
dangerous.
the clanging of glass, and you can hear like it sounds as though something is leaking. He just kind of pulls
Oh,
his
God.
head out, and you see like multicolor liquid running out of him. That's probably fine. And all right, and here, and if you wouldn't mind rolling me a D percentile, and let me know what you roll.
Ooh, I'm wrong. Okay.
This one that you turn into a potted plant.
92.
92. Okay. He pulls it out. He goes, this is a rather interesting one. He sets it down. It's called the Stardust Cascade Tonic. At least that's what I call it. Basically, when you open the cork, it spews out a dazzling array of stardust.
Interesting.
Yes. Good news is, as long as you don't pour it out, it kind of continues to spew stardust. I mean, I guess it's good for a party or something. And kind of pulls it out. You start seeing just stardust shoot out all over you guys. It's like, haha, like freaking micro glitter on everything. And sets it aside. One of my
Alright.
favorites.
And I'll set that one to the side.
Very well. All right, go ahead and roll again.
$67.
57?
67.
So close.
67. Okay. Making sure I write these down this time. Here we go. This one, and you see kind of a fat-bodied potion with like a little stopper. He kind of sets it down. I guess this one is called the Celestial Harmonics Brew. Basically, I was thinking if I could take the sound of the celestial language, you know, all the singing and humming and stuff, and put it into a potion, what would that be it? Yeah, you know? And this is basically what it does. And he just kind of pulls the cork out, and you watch as like the liquid, which is kind of gold, suddenly vibrates bright, and you hear celestial singing, like choirs of angels fill the space. Um, I need all of you guys to roll me charisma saving throws.
Is this against magic?
It is against magic, yes.
Is Kelmac within 10 feet?
Sure, if he's with you guys.
We'd have to
Is that a
because
plus
he'd
3
be
or
leaving you
4?
alone. It's a +3.
Okay, so 23 for me.
17?
9.
Okay. You guys feel this kind of mind affecting, a kind of effect on you guys. You guys are able to kind of shrug it off, except for you, Volred. You start to feel like this warmth envelop you a little bit, and it's odd. It's like the tension leaves your body. You are under the effects of a calm emotions spell. Yes. Ha! And puts the top on it. Basically, the music just chills people out and
Now
sets it
that's a
down.
party trick.
Yes, yes. And this is another kind of weird one that as long as the liquid stays in the bottle, it doesn't. It's pretty much infinite. Though if you leave the cork off of it, it will eventually dry out. But, I mean, it'd take a few years for that, so just be careful. Oh, and don't let it go off in your pants. Just saying.
What
I will
happens?
take that under advisement, but why?
Well, I had another customer, unfortunately, who took one and decided that his belt pouch was sufficient. He ended up, well, the swaying motion ended up racking himself right in the middle, if you know what I'm saying. And when it bust, well, let's just say a group of nearby naiads really did not appreciate the gesture, and they drowned him. Yeah, apparently something about celestial singing and calming waves of energy. Who knows? Perhaps it's when you release it all at once. It proves to be volatile. I don't know. I haven't really tried it yet.
Did you make this
How
like
far of a
30
range
minutes
is it
ago?
reach?
No, this is actually one of my old stock.
Oh.
And how far of a range is it?
It's usually within hearing range. But I should point out, from my understanding in the Prime material, most people do not particularly like mind-affecting abilities. So I would be careful where you use it, because anyone who is affected within the radius will certainly be aware that they have been targeted by magic. And, well, my understanding is most people don't take too kindly to having their mind altered.
Eric, since it was in Celestial, did I just hear a cavalcade of the most stupid swears in the world?
No. It's basically like if people were just kind of singing, like really bad Latin. As far as you can tell, it didn't mean anything.
So someone
It's just
knows
vaguely
the words
celestial
to
sounding.
Celestial, and they just said like the words that they don't line up at all.
Yes.
Just saying the
The
words.
cat is coming through the garden.
Does that mean it wouldn't affect us all since she can understand it?
This is
and
the dumbest
both
shit I've
to her?
ever heard.
Who knows? Maybe that's part of it, where it's like, what the hell?
It's a Mad Lib, but you didn't put the words in the right spot.
Yes, it's just nonsense. It's as if someone was just like, hey, ChatGPT, come up with like 500 sentences of filler, and it just generated a bunch of filler, and then you translated it to Celestial and sang it.
The cow says, you should refinance your farmhouse. With the raising rates of the economy, you can't afford the cart you wanted. What is going on about?
Exactly. It's horrible. But, yes. Alright, so, for the last of the old stock, Come on, big money, no boomies. Go ahead and roll for me.
73.
73. He kind of looks at this one and goes, what is this one?
This is the healing potion.
Oh! Yeah, I guess this one's, well, it's actually kind of rather boring. Basically, this is the nectar of dimensional shifting. And he kind of sets it down. When you drink it for a short time, can't really tell you how long, you'll be able to freely change where planes, travel to different planes and stuff. It shouldn't forcibly change you someplace else.
If you take it, is it one use? Or when you take it, are you able to go somewhere? And then next time you take it, you're able to go somewhere else.
Basically, for a period of time, you're allowed to cast plane shift at will with no material components.
And
And the time is unknown. I'll roll it.
okay, so there is a time limit. Gotcha.
Yes, you just won't know it. It could be number of rounds, like seconds. It could be minutes. Could even be hours. Who knows?
Okay. That's a good one to have.
We
Yes.
never. Go to
Unfortunately, it only affects you, though.
Oh, that's
drastically worse.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I suppose if you needed to get out of a sticky situation really quickly, could be very useful.
that is true. That is true. So that is something to consider. And now for us to choose through the new stock.
Yep, and then he kind of goes over there, opens a crate, pulls off like a large sack, like an old carpet bag, and then goes and sets it down. These are the ones I'm most proud of.
Carpetbagger.
And then he pulls out. Go ahead and roll another D percentile.
A small
84.
child.
84. Which would be... Oh. That's actually a real good one.
That's a good sign.
He goes, ha ha! I see. This one is, well, it's called the Potion of Arcane Vitality. He goes and sets it down. It is single use, I'm afraid, but once you drink it, it completely restores any of your spent spell energy stuff.
Effects of a long rest immediate.
Well,
Essentially
for your
spells.
spells. You regain all your spent spell slots.
It's practically worthless for a warlock.
That is in the guaranteed keep slot. I will.
Well, you still got one more. He kind of reaches out with a hand that's now filled with multicolored liquid and pieces of glass stuck in it. Shall I go again?
Of course.
He broke the one you were looking for, by the way. That's what that is.
All right, roll again.
30.
30. Just 30.
30.
30.
And end of story.
All right. He takes it, pulls out this one that's, if you kind of look at it, there's a bunch of different liquids that are kind of like stratified. And as he kind of shakes them, they all kind of mix, but never really mix. They stay stratified. They just kind of churn around. And then when they rest, they kind of stratify again. He goes, this is called the Nectar of Elemental Harmony. And kind of sets it down. Basically, it balances your elemental energies for optimal health.
In-game knowledge does what?
CC, it basically resets all of your elemental immunities and vulnerabilities to nothing.
To become
Interesting.
a human.
Basically, this is probably not one that you would want to drink, but you might want to trick someone else into drinking, considering it is permanent. So
Alright.
you have that pesky dragon or archfey that has resistance to magic or uh, damage or fire or water or something. Yeah, you could just get rid of that.
Alright, so of those 5, 3 that I will choose is that one.
That
is-
resets. That's
Yes.
really basically a poison, really,
Yes.
in effect.
And then
You want the arcane vitality, probably?
Yes. And the calm emotions,
Okay. The celestial harmony one.
because that will save me a spell slot from stopping Resolve from being mind controlled.
Bold assessment that you think it works on me.
Yeah.
So
And he
yes.
kind of takes it and goes, all right, and then reaches out for his 550 gold pieces.
I will initially give him 55 and say 0 is nothing.
And he goes, how about this? If you pay your full tab, I'll give you a random item from my stock.
Okay.
Kind
I'll
of
give him
takes
the
it, goes, gets him every time. And then kind of, he looks like he's going to put the coins in his pocket, but you hear them just fall and jangle on the floor. Okay, let us see. I will let you choose. You may either pick a random object from my old stock or my new stock. Your
stock.
choice. Oh, well, okay, fine. No suspense, I guess. And then I'm actually going to roll the random on this one.
That'll show him. 22.
I see. He goes, pulls this one out. Goes, oh, this is an interesting one. It's somewhat, actually, quite similar. You could consider it a sister nectar to the one your friend has. The one that makes you sensitive to Feywild energies. Specifically, though, this one has one of 2 effects. If you are already under the effect of the other potion, as your friend is, it heightens that effect. Secondarily, whether you have that one or not, you will be able to sense Fey creatures in the near vicinity. Automatically, it'll just happen. He
The
kind of
sense?
hands it off to you.
The sense, thank you. Will it go through with you if they are invisible? Or do you have to see them?
No, you don't have to see them. You'll sense them. You're just very sensitive to their feyness. So, just kind of to clarify that, because right now, Volred has, like, Fey sense.
Yeah.
If Volred takes that potion, he'll have the ability to sense Fey, and he'll get an even higher bonus. He'll get, like, expertise on Fey sense skill, so he'll roll that higher. Or if you or someone else take it, you'll still get the ability to instantly sense Fey creatures, but you will also get the Fey sense skill. But you'll get it essentially the same way Volred has it, which is a wisdom base. So, couple ways you could use it.
All right. And after that deal, Caleb will reach back into his bag and pull out another 550 and put it on the counter. I would like to do this again.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a one-time deal. But the other one is still on the table.
The 250?
Indeed.
Okay.
As for a random potion,
Uh,
or you can freely browse my stock if there's something in particular you're looking for.
I'm gonna ask. I'm drawing a blank. I just said his name.
Godwin?
Godwin. What was the name of the potion that he got from him?
It's a good question. Let me take a look. That would be the Potion of Arcane Insight.
Do you have any potions of the arcane insight in stock?
Let me see. No. However, I could craft one if you're interested.
I am interested. How much would it be?
For that particular potion, let's call it 750 gold.
751 gold.
You
Since
take
the zero is nothing.
See, you're learning. And he goes to put the coins in his pocket. Again, you're as the coins scatter along the floor. One moment, and you see him go over the edge. He kind of opens up a cabinet, pulls out like a large cauldron, and sets it up. And then you see him just start dumping liquids into it, grabbing items, and just going, making a potion, lots of potion, ha 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 ha, ha nectar. um, okay. And when he's done, in literally about like 30 seconds, you see the potion start to glow a little bit, and he's like, all right. Now, for the bottling. And you see him just kind of gesture, and you watch a bunch of vials up near the top of the shelves, which are you now kind of notice are empty, start floating off the shelves and start making like an assembly line underneath a spigot in the bottom of the cauldron. And then you see the cauldron just start going, and then filling up, and then one by one, dozens of little vials are being cranked out. And as they kind of go through, he's going, thank you. And then grabs one, puts a cork in it. Like, this is the one you want. Probably some of those other ones too, but who knows? He goes and sets it down. I know, this one, though, is the one you want.
Alrighty then. Thank you very much for that. And after looking at it, does it match the is it very similar to the one that Godwin got?
As you take a look at the liquid looks the same. The bottle's
The bottle
completely different. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just is like collects these bottles and reuses them.
All right then. So fuck it, Caleb wanted it. He's gonna pop the cork and just chug it.
He goes, ooh, you just took it. Not even okay. Very well then. But yes, it was a potion of arcane insight. You now have advantage on intelligence-based checks.
And now I'm going to give him back the bottle because I like to recycle.
He goes, ha ha ha! And he kind of reaches down on the ground, picks up one gold piece, and hands it back to you.
That's
Now
the
I'm
one
going
that
to
went
say-
over.
I'm gonna say, haha, gets him every time.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it
And,
doesn't. It was funny.
he sets the bottle behind him. Well, I've stocked up on some things. Let's see, some real money has been spent here. Anyone else require anything?
I will do one more random for the road, and I am done.
Very well, very well. 250 gold. Would you like the new stock or the old?
No.
All right. And This one is... Pulls it out. Ah! Well, it appears it is definitely your luck today, sir. This beautiful little concoction here is called a Potion of Arcane Enlightenment. And he kind of sets it down and slides it over. Basically, this gives you, how shall we say, acute insight into magic and nature-y things of the arcane nature.
Alrighty.
Exact same fucking potion.
Is it the exact same potion?
It is not.
Oh,
Is it wisdom?
For once, like, this one's glowing.
So is this one wisdom based? Because I heard insight.
No, the way he explains it to you, this gives you proficiency and expertise in Arcana.
Oh, I already have both of them. So it wouldn't stack on. But I could give it to, I could sell it. Because I'm assuming it won't give me double expertise.
No, but if you already have that, because the point is it widens your information. So if you do take it, you will still be empowered some way, but I can't really tell you how, because it kind of depends on your personal skill, if you know what I mean. Because the point is it gives you a flash of insight. If your knowledge and insight is already up here, then, well...
It'll boost it even higher.
Indeed. Who knows? I can't say for certain.
Alright. I like this. Thank you.
My
I will
pleasure.
definitely be back. Oh,
Ben, I have a question.
Yes! Domesticated elf person whose name I totally remember.
Do you have anything that I can just drink?
You mean like a beer or an ale kind of situation? Or perhaps more of that wine?
A random potion? I'm all out of money, but surely there must be something that you've been wanting to see an effect of.
Roll me a persuasion check.
can I assist him because I spent a lot of money?
No.
26.
Never mind.
you slut.
You see him just kind of reach into the carpet bag. Pull out a vial and just slide it across the counter.
Based off of what we've seen, is it the coloration or looks of any of the other potions that we have seen?
I just randomly rolled this and it's like, oh my god, these random potions are like the better ones for you. He goes, this little one. Oh, I think it's going to be so good. It's called the Nectar of Feywild Affinity. Basically, if you drink this, Fey creatures will simply become enamored with you. It will be very easy to get them to like you and want to do things for you. Basically, giving you advantage on any charisma-based checks with Fey.
You said you drink it.
I will drink it now, and I pick up the vial and drink it.
Okay. And then, yeah, as you're kind of looking around, going, okay, you're looking at Yandre and you're like, for some reason, you're just like, you feel like you get Yandre more. Like, you see where he's coming from, you have a bit of a connection. And it's the same with Ben. You're like, I feel like I get these guys. We can be friends.
Would that count me because I've been Fey touched?
Well, but you're not a Fey creature.
Okay, I didn't know if it would
But
affect me.
there's a certain part of you, I guess you would say, that you look at Caleb and it's like, okay, all right, I don't understand circles and shit, but I feel like I get Caleb's kind of bohemian, minimalist aesthetic, you know?
Well, Ben, what a awfully nice shop you have. I hope business is good. Is there anything that you would like us to take to random people for sampling? Surely getting your name out there more could be advantageous for the business.
Oh, no, I don't really do this for money.
Oh, okay, well, in that case, can you just give me two more?
That potion does not work on me, child. I'm an archfey.
You gotta admit, I almost got you. Just a little
Oh
bit.
yes, you
Okay.
did. And he
Okay.
kind of just like going to slide some of the stuff that's on the counter like into the box, and you hear. Yes, it's like just kind of are haphazardly thrown in the box, just trying to keep everything out of like reach from you. Oh, never change, never change.
I might be roguish, but I would never steal from you, Ben.
Hmm. Says the person who's coming here to try and get yourself in a more advantageous position to steal something from the Pumpkin King.
Yeah, but not you.
Well, come now, Mr. Domesticated Elf Person. Of course, again, totally know your name. Ah, I am not so blind as to think that there's not a situation wherein you might find it advantageous or perhaps even necessary to steal from me. But still, it happens. It is life. Chaos abounds. So, is there something else I can do for your group? Perhaps some of my other services, such as potion or material identification, or something else.
I don't
I make a
have
mean salad.
I don't have any like copious amounts of money because I paid to get something enchanted, but I would like to offer you a trade and an experience.
Trade and an experience. What sort of experience?
Everyone always comes to you and you offer them like random things. You can just pick them and whatever, and we'll just kind of see what you get. I would like to offer you a chance at one of 10 random things that I can create in exchange for something random that you can create.
A simple exchange of services, then.
Now, mine aren't going to be as wondrous as you, but I think it's the experience that I could offer more than I can offer, powerful magical things.
I suppose that's true. Very well. Do I have to put my hand in a thing, or do you do that? Sorry, I'm really only used to being on this side of the counter.
You just pick a number between 1 and 10, and I will generate something for you.
3.
Okay. And I pull out my alchemy jug. And I press the one I label as 3. And then click it in, and I start to get out. So I only have a couple small balls. I start pouring out what is the equivalent of 4 gallons of beer.
Ah, you have a magic cauldron too. Yours travels a little bit easier than mine, though.
There you go. I don't know if you drink, but there's a whole lot here. If you have like a big container I can pour this in, because I'm all out of vials. I got like.
And he kind of reaches over and grabs the cauldron
gallons
that he uses for making potions.
Ah, sweet.
And just sets it in front of
I
you.
pour 3.8 more gallons into the cauldron of just booze.
Yep, and as you're kind of pouring it in there, you see it mixing with the dredges of whatever left over of other potions that existed. And your beer is starting to turn odd colors and different fragrances.
That's weird.
Oh, it's fine. It all comes out in the wash, really. Something is useful in any situation.
Oh yeah, I like to use this for like. There's one time I had made honey, and it drove these brownies crazy.
Ah, yes, okay. I'm with you now. Yes, they can certainly be rambunctious.
So I offer you got to pick something at random. Can I pick something at random?
Sure, pick anything from my new or old stock.
I will pick new or old at random, and then pick at random. So I'm gonna roll d6. 1, 2, or 3 old. 4, 5, 6 new. Old stock. All right, I'll take a look at something old.
There, roll a D percentile.
88. That's goblin for 88.
88. Ah, yes. That's, well, perhaps, and he just kind of looks at you as you're pointing and just kind of goes,
I move it slightly to the side.
to the left or right side.
Left.
Okay. Excellent choice. This one, he kind of pulls it out, which is like this weird kind of prismatic opalescent tincture. Kind of sets it down. This is the elixir of prismatic protection. It's kind of interesting, really. Basically, you drink it, and at dawn, if you bathe in the light of the sun, you will receive some sort of protection in the form of resistance to a random elemental effect.
Neat.
Be fire or cold or something of that nature.
Oh man.
But it is important that when you wake up in the morning, you must turn to face the sun. That's very important.
Okay. Guess I gotta get up in the. Alright.
What if
Guess I'm a dawn
the
person
sun is
now.
invisible?
What do you mean? Sun is invisible.
What if the sun isn't visible from where she's waking up?
I gotta
What if
bathe
she's
in it.
underground?
Guess I gotta
Did
bathe
she
in it.
screwed?
Oh, seems pretty neat.
Alright.
Thank you. That was fun.
And I will give Isol 250 if she wants to do another one.
Nah, this was fun enough.
Okay. Then I am done with what we're doing.
Very well. Well, it was nice seeing all of you. Thank you for purchasing some of my wares. And I look forward to having your business at some point in the future.
Thank you. Bye, Ben. Have fun.
Again, not my name, but fine.
Is it your brew? Is your name just Brewer of Enchanted? Does that mean your first name is Brewer?
No, I have a name, but obviously we don't share it because sharing names is, well, not something
Like typically go
commonly
by
done.
like a nickname. Like take place of a
The
name.
Brewer of Enchanted Nectars is my nickname.
So is that all one word we're going with, or is like Brewer first name, fake name, of middle name?
No, the
Second.
Brewer of Enchanted Nectars is my nickname. Some people just call me the Brewer.
See, that's a nickname.
Indeed. But you I suppose you could call me Ben. I don't really get where that comes from, but fine,
and
Ben.
I just lean over to Caleb. I literally just called him Ben. He didn't react.
Bye,
That's because everyone knows domesticated elves are crazy.
bye, brew of enchanted nectars.
Let's be honest, you've sampled a little too much of the local brew. Elf guy, whose name I totally remember.
Are you mad at me?
No! No, I'm just pointing out that you have sampled an awful lot of my wares, is all.
Are there side
More
effects if
than
you?
any normal person does.
Oh, there's
I
probably.
wouldn't know.
Well,
People have never really drank more than one.
Wouldn't you like to know if I drank another one?
Well, part of the fun of life is not knowing. So, I'll have that to look forward to.
Till we meet again.
Ah, maybe. If you drink another one, you might just explode.
bye. Good luck
Oh,
on your
well.
next batch.
Thank you.
Yes, I'll see what I can do with this strange golden liquid you've given me.
Coors.
It's just piss.
Oh, it's Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Okay. So, you depart the Enchanted Nectar's brewery. The sun is now starting to make its way through the canopy of the amber wood above, the amber forest. Um, and the day is yours, I suppose, to continue on with your trek to Gordfell.
Mhm.
Okay. Was anyone going to drink any of said potions
I'm gonna
before
give
you guys
the
move on?
other Feywild one to Vol.
Okay.
How many has he? It's at least
I
5,
don't drink
right?
What is it called again?
That
My
one.
notes.
And if you could give me the names of them so I can put them directly in my inventory, because I don't remember the exact names.
Yeah, I'm trying to find one you already have. So much Feywild ones.
This one improves your credit score at the Feywild. Ooh, neat. I'm gonna buy a condo. This one lets you rent a Bugatti.
Party in France. You better work, bitch.
This one makes all crepes taste slightly better.
It makes the vegetable ones taste like sweet ones.
Oh, thank God. Our diet's killing me.
That would be the Elixir of Feywild Blessing.
And this one is just alkaline water. It's good for your health.
Okay. So, let's see, y'all. Full Red's dead! Full Red's dead!
Not yet. But I am drinking this potion.
Yonder is like, what did I just walk into?
We don't know how many potions it takes. But we're going to get to the center of this Tootsie Pop eventually.
What potion are you drinking?
So, Caleb went to Ben and got another elixir of Feywild Blessing, which is the one that I took. So basically, this bumps my score up even more, and it gives me the ability to sense fey creatures at any. I'm sure there's a range, but I can sense any fey creatures that are visible or invisible. But I also, just by asking Ben if there was anything that I could drink that he thought was cool, I got the Nectar Feywild Affinity, which Fey creatures become enamored with me, giving me advantage on any charisma-based roll.
All characters become enamored with him.
He
Including
immediately gets advantage on any charisma based check against fey creatures.
But do all Fey creatures become enamored with him?
Yes.
Well,
Passively.
it gives to yes. They essentially start at a higher disposition.
Okay.
He has chugged.
And the crazy thing is,
Six potions.
so much of that has been purely random.
Now,
that-
we keep pumping him, like giving him the Fey ones. Like, oh,
But
let's
what
see
I'm-
if we can increase this.
I know, but I'm saying like I have 200 potions in this inventory, and he keeps getting the ones that give you all the weird face shit.
He'll wake up.
I'm
in the morning,
surprised
he'll be a Fey
He
creature.
hasn't. There's one that actually turns you into a fey creature, and then another one that gives you fairy wings. I'm surprised he hasn't got those
The
two
potion
yet.
that turns you into a Fey creature is just the 6 potions he's taken so far mixed together, which is just him now. He's gonna shake him up a little bit.
Probably.
So, what happens on my character sheet after drinking this one? I assume that's something.
Well, I did go ahead and just add expertise to your fey sense, so you now get a +10 on that. And then, as a reminder, within 30 feet, you become aware of any fey creature within 30 feet, visible or invisible. And then remember, you also get advantage on correct. Oh, let me see if I can actually add. Am I able to add that? I don't think so. I may have to actually add a
Custom
like a
feat.
feat for that one. Yeah, I may have to do a feat for that one, since it's based specifically. But I did go ahead and put the expertise on your character sheet.
Okay. And what was the thing that you said I get on charisma?
You automatically gain advantage on any charisma-based checks with fey creatures.
For just persuasion and deception, or is it any charisma-based checks? Because
Any
technically-
charisma-based check.
technically a sorcerer using counter spell would be using a charisma-based check if it's against a Fey creature.
Charisma-based checks.
Well, shit, this is way better. You should
So-
multi-class.
What is? Okay, got it.
Yeah, so basically, like, those checks would be obviously deception, intimidation, performance, persuasion. Those would be the skills that you would get advantage on.
Intimidation.
So, I mean, you all. Yes, but that means you're +12 on persuasion. You get.
advantage.
Yeah. You can almost talk Yandere into doing anything.
And your minimum you could roll is like an 11 for a learned skill, so it's a 22. Or something.
Oh, does that
Against
oh.
Faye.
Against
Oh
Fey.
yeah, my minimum's 11 because of. So my minimum is a 22.
Oh,
Suck it, Trebek.
If he's a Fey creature.
okay. And Yandere's like, my dear God, what have we done?
He's got cancer
yeah.
now, so it'll be over soon.
Yeah, because Ben already told him he sampled too much of the local brew, and he just stacked on some extra stuff. You know, who knows?
And I still have more.
Okay. So, was anyone else taking any of their potions?
Mm. Mine
Have
runs
you
in the
put-
morning. I'll take it in the morning.
Did
It's
you
still morning.
Yeah, but I want to bathe naked in the sun right now.
Laura, did you disseminate your potions?
No, we didn't get there.
Yeah, your party was just a little perturbed that you guys, I guess, didn't wake them.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, it's
So,
fine because they got their chance.
I didn't have any potion money anyway, so
so you traded.
I performed a trick.
So should we give out our potions now while we're doing this?
Yeah. Are there more potions we need Volred to take? Because now I'm just curious.
I could take my fairy glamorous. It transforms my appearance into enchanting allure. Was that just
Oh,
for Faye?
God, I remember you got that.
Was that just for Faye?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna take it.
Oh, God.
What does that do?
Kills you.
No, it basically ups your charisma to 20. You are now so strikingly beautiful that
What is your
people
charisma
literally...
right now?
14?
So it goes from a 22 to a 25 minimum.
Yeah. Oh.
You are now the face of the party in the Feywild.
He was already a talker.
Let me make a note here.
I just updated your character sheet.
Are you taking it?
Yes.
He said he did. Yep, so you guys watch us somehow.
Like a drug addict. Just
Like, it's kind of like that scene in Twilight when Bella turns into a vampire and all of a sudden she just, like, looks better. Like, his hair takes on a more golden shine. His complexion becomes, like, that perfect kind of paleness. His eyes become more striking. Even you guys just look at it going, huh, you know, I don't really swing that way necessarily, but...
I mean, he's no Salusa, but he looks pretty good.
Yep.
You've created a monster.
Oh, I know. But the crazy thing is in reality, Volred has like the bare minimum personality. At this point, he's just his beauty, and basically date rape drugs is basically how he's
You've
getting
created
everything.
an aristocrat out of an
Oh.
aristocrat.
Okay, all right, yeah, you're right. Your noble factor has just gone up to 11.
How do I look?
Pretty good. There's a lot of drugs pumping through your system, though.
All of y'all have seen my consumption habits.
And I mix this with alcohol. Who knows what's going to happen?
You're right. And I
No! Someone tackle him. Oh, wait, that's me. I try to stop him from drinking because clearly this is a bad idea. Stop it. You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I shouldn't do that.
It's like taking shrooms before we fight a dragon. We should not do this in public. This is a private
But he
matter.
did.
No, we didn't fight the dragon. We got delayed.
We won that fight.
You weren't also high either. Are you feeling okay? You've gone through a lot of changes in the last 30 minutes.
I feel fine. Eric, how do I feel?
You feel great. Well, better than you've ever felt. You are filled with a confidence and a internal swagger, the likes of which...
Only he has ever protruded.
Yeah, and it's like, because now, for somehow you get this Fey world more, you're feeling more confident in yourself and in this world. It's like, this place is unlocked. You might even like this place more than the Prime Material. Here, I mean, everything, you feel the world, the Feywild is your oyster.
You're right, I don't need that drink. I'm feeling
Now,
quite
if you just
fine already.
jump off a cliff, we'll see if you can fly.
Like,
Do
let me
it. I
check the
dare
rest
you.
of my potions.
I think we got like a gossamer wing one somewhere.
Yeah, everyone's like, he's like, I got a potion for that.
We don't.
Thank God.
I
It
got
was
a
one
help
of
for
the. It
that.
was one of the ones that I didn't pick.
Yeah, because you want the permanent wings.
Okay, while we're talking it, so the two others I had was the Stardust Chalice. Oh
Mhm.
no, that was yours. It was the Elemental Discord and Understand Languages. That's of the ones that we
Yeah, the one.
split.
Yeah, the one that gives you the tongues ability.
The what?
Tongues.
Don't tell him
What
that.
was the Elemental Discord again?
Elixir of Elemental Discord. Do, 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 do,
That's
do,
the
do,
one that
do.
summons the elementals.
I believe
Constant elementals.
so.
I know it is because I got a second one of those.
Yeah, at least
So
just yeah.
I have
It
the wish potion, the potion of, or sorry, the brew of elemental affinity. I have this brew of stardust infusion, this nectar of elemental control, and then a potion of elemental discord is what I have.
yeah. The Stardust Chalice is the one that gives you the wish spell.
Yep. But there's stardust infusion, which is a different one.
Yeah. Was it Calum that got the glitter potion, or did you not pick that one?
He picked the holy.
Oh yeah, the celestial singing calm emotions one. They
Can you
had a
give me the
potion
names
that when
of
you
all those
uncork
potions,
it,
please?
just sends stardust glitter infinitely.
So we have glitter all over.
Because that
Oh, that's
happened
true.
already. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh. And like that really kind of small micro glitter that like never
The
gets out
expensive
of
glitter. It
everything.
would be editable. I mean, you shouldn't, but.
But yeah, DM, if you could give me the names of the ones that I got, so I can put them in my extra inventory.
Okay, so let me go through so that way I can see. So one of the options was the Stardust Cascade, which you didn't get. Then there was the Celestial Harmonics Brew, which is one you did get.
And then I got the two last ones. I
Yeah,
believe I took one of them already.
I'm trying to. Okay, stupid thing where
The
I
plane
try
shift
to.
one and. I don't remember the third one.
It resets all immunity, all just vulnerabilities.
Oh, the normalizer.
Yeah. So I didn't drink any of the ones that I got from the first time.
Okay, it's that one, and then the Nectar of Dimensional Shift is that one that.
Yes.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and the other one. Potion of Arcane Vitality.
Info.
Okay, and then this last one, I guess, was one you didn't get. Yeah, the Nectar of Elemental Harmony. That's the one that rebalances the stuff. You didn't get that one, right? Because that's three that I've counted that you got.
I got 5 in total. I got the
I'm talking from
harmonics
that
group. Oh, the first
from
one.
that the first five. Yeah. So you
Uh,
didn't get, yeah, you didn't get the Elemental Harmony one,
the
right?
elemental harmony one was. What was it again?
That was That was the last one of that first grouping of 5 that you picked 3 from.
Yes, I got the second one and I got the last 2. So I did get the last one.
Okay, but the third one was the Nectar of Dimensional Shift, so you did not get that one?
I Oh no, wait, I got 4 because of the 0 is not a number.
That
And
that that was a bonus one.
okay, because I got the Celestial Harmonics Brew, Nectar of Dimensional Shift, and the Nectar of Elemental Harmony. Those are the 3 that I got from the first box.
Okay, so you didn't take the Potion of Arcane Vitality, the one that restores all your spell slots.
Oh
Did
no,
you?
I did.
What?
Wait,
Okay.
Then I'll just get rid of the Celestial Harmonics Brew. If that was the case, then I misspoke earlier.
So did you want the Potion of Arcane Vitality?
Yes,
Okay, and so you don't want the one that has Calm Emotions.
correct.
Okay, but you do want the one that's essentially the potion that resets resistances.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure I'm putting the right ones on the list here.
Sorry, I must have misremembered earlier.
That's fine.
Well, you tricked them a lot, so.
I know, I tricked myself, I guess.
Okay.
And the last one that I actually have still physically is that the one that broadens my intellect of some way. I don't remember exactly what it's called.
Was that from the new?
Yes.
Yeah, Potion of Arcane Enlightenment. Okay, there we go. Now all of that time.
Thank you.
All right. So, anything else?
I'm good.
I'm
Okay.
good.
So, you guys are going to depart now. And head towards Gorfell. Okay. Yandre, would you mind making me a survival?
Sure. Quick question: the Stardust infusion potion or nectar, that one was permanent, right?
Stardust Infusion.
That's what I have written down as the name of it. And I'm sure Kelmec would help me with the survival, so I'm going to go ahead and take that at advantage because that's what we do.
Okay.
Which I am happy I did. 21.
Okay. I mean, your chances of failing were pretty small.
Well, when you roll a
Ugh.
1 on the first die.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you.
21.
I'm just trying to.
Blackjack.
So I got Stardust Chalice. I'm trying to figure out what your other.
It says grants dark vision and the ability to see invisible creatures permanently.
Oh. That's a...
Or at least I have permanent after that, so I could be incorrect.
So just like put these in a deck or something. Yeah, I know the potion you're talking about. Oh, here we go. Yeah, the Stardust Infusion. Grants dark vision and the ability to see invisible creatures.
Permanent?
It is, yes.
Okay, cool.
So, yep, that's what that one is. That one's right up near the top. That's probably why I didn't see it.
We
Okay,
don't
and
play.
you're not taking that. You're chilling that.
Oh no, I'm
Keeping
gonna
that
take
tucked
it.
away?
No, I'm gonna
Okay.
take it. I haven't had chances to like. I came in while everybody was taking their stuff, so I'm just kind of figuring out what I'm taking and what I'm not.
Yep. Okay. So
Is it sunny where we are?
I mean, as soon as you guys leave the Amber Forest, yeah.
Are we in the Amber Forest? Blah blah.
You guys were in the edge of the Amberwood Forest, or the Amber Forest, like a couple 100 feet or something. But very quickly, you guys will leave and go across the Crimson Plains towards Gorefell.
Okay. I will. I will take my prismatic protection elixir then, since that we're in the.
Okay.
I will be bathing in the sun. No one shade me.
Okay. All right, and let's see here the elemental damage types. Okay, if you wouldn't mind rolling me a d6.
Like a D6. 2.
Okay, you now have resistant to necrotic damage.
Ah, neat. I get hit with that all the
And
time.
yeah, and you can kind of see Izal or around Izal, Yandre. There's like this thin. It's kind of like death energy, but negative of that. Is kind of how a death energy destroying kind of aura that just kind of permeates her being, slowly but surely, kind of as if as the sun is soaking into her skin, that little aura around her is getting just a little bit stronger.
Neat.
I don't know if your outfit is soaking in the sun, but it is giving a dark, alluring glow to yourself. Maybe it is the dominatrix outfit. Is that
You got me magical sex garments?
sex garments?
I mean, down. Okay.
Why would you need sex garments with your outfit?
I don't.
So why bring it up?
Just artistic freedom.
Did you say autistic freedom?
No. Artistic. I have an accent, okay? Not everyone can be as handsome as easy speaking as you.
What do you mean? And I look over at Volred and I'm just why did you do something different with your hair?
I know, it's like wearing glasses and then not having to wear them anymore.
No, this is how I've always looked.
Are you sure?
I mean, except for when my face was all green and beef jerky-ish.
Skincare routine? Something's different.
It's probably the Fey aloe.
Lately, I've just been trying to focus on positive affirmations.
Well, it's working. You should keep it up.
Thank you.
Yandere like turns back to Azal and is just like, why is he so hot?
I didn't know he had like that jaw muscle right here. The fuck?
Has he always been that hot?
No, I've seen him naked. I mean, he's been good, but I mean, like, something's changed him.
I pull out my water flask
Don't you?
and drop it on
Sex
the ground.
Panzer. 16% of the time, it works every time.
I drop it on the ground and just kind of chuckle. Oh no. I dropped my water. And then I bend and snap.
I was turned away from him, so I'm
I just do it while no one's
Yeah.
looking. They're looking at each other.
Yep.
Just
The wind runs along the Crimson Plains. Like,
Some random ass fairy. Just like, the fuck was that? I just saw God.
DM, I take the Feywild portal potion. So
is that the same one?
that Volred has already.
Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Yeah. Okay. So are you taking the portal sense one or
The portal sense.
Okay.
Feywild sight. Elixir of Feywild sight.
Man, I miss
yeah,
my
that gives you
girlfriend.
portal sense? Yeah, because right now you're sitting here having a bunch of thoughts about a dude you shouldn't be having thoughts about.
He's not even like my body type either.
No, he's got curves in all the wrong places.
I like Theofrick, not you.
I mean,
Why?
that's not curves; those are angles, well chiseled.
Thick red is coming back.
I'm sorry, I get distracted. He dropped some water there, Yandere. Could you just like lead the way so I can follow you and not that way?
Yeah, I mean that's why we're headed that way. What do you mean he dropped some water? Never mind.
Walking behind you, I'm just using minor illusion in front of me, making like his bent over form 40 pixelated, and then the standing up form is like, why? What is this?
While we're walking, I'm gonna look over to our goblin. And I'm gonna look at the last potion that I got, the one that broadens my intellect.
Yeah, to dump all this shit. Huh? Broadens your intellect.
The last one, the one that gives you arcane skill
Shit
as well as
gives you
expertise.
arcane shit. Yeah.
But I already have it. So, what do you think this one's gonna do?
Make your head explode.
Yeah. I need you to roll a D percentile, Caleb.
You exceed your maximum. You go further beyond.
And explode.
Plus ultra.
9.
D percentile?
Okay. Let's see. All the way up. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to track this on your character sheet. But based on your role and my role, you gain one additional spell slot per day of each spell level you can cast. And I rolled all the way up to 9th level, so as you unlock more spell levels, you'll get one extra spell slot there. So just keep in mind at this point until we'll figure out a way to track.
The most
Just for my
Whatever-
higher
talented
spell.
hedge wizard.
Yeah,
ever
for
created.
each level of which you are capable of casting, you may
Oh.
cast one extra spell
So 5
per day of that
ones,
level.
4
Jesus.
2s, 4 3s,
I like that.
4 4s,
Yeah,
2 9s. Jesus.
when you get up there. Yeah.
Only fucking dragons can do that
Other
shit.
things you could have gotten, access to random spells in your spell list, of any variety of levels. So you would just gain a whole lot of new spells known. You could also gain higher level spells that you either have locked. So, like, say, plane shift, you might say you can gain an extra spell slot that's tied to plane shift once per day, or you can have certain spells that are now at will, kind of type thing, depending on what you roll. But you rolled the smallest percentage, which is bonus spell slot, up to a number that I rolled, and I got all the way up to 9. So
That's gonna make a simulacrum a hell of a lot more interesting.
yeah. So isn't Ben awesome?
Good thing Volrit's pretty.
Oh, look, I don't even want to hear that. Volred is so fucking stacked. He's broke. He has broken the game balance.
I am.
In my first campaign.
Everyone,
Enjoy it while it lasts.
everyone has one.
Not a single one of these things makes you harder to kill, though. So
No.
just pointing that out.
I'll be
Okay.
back.
So, Yandre.
Yes.
Getting lost is not really an option. I mean, after all, you can see the gilded rooftops and towering spires of Gordfell in the distance. What you can do that your other parties cannot, though, and seems to confuse them at least a little bit, is traversing the Crimson Plains in a way that, even though it is not directly towards Gordfell, nonetheless gets you there the shortest possible distance. So the rest of your party may complain as, for some reason, you veer off to the left and start heading in a completely different direction. And yet somehow, you always seem to get at your destination faster than if you had walked straight there. So, at this point in time, you've actually made excellent time. And by noon, you guys are approaching the outer sections of tillage around Gordfell, where the farms and pumpkin patches and the scarecrow sentinels stand silently and still. Nonetheless, any further than where you guys are now, you'll actually be entering Gordfell. So if there's any sort of preparation or other things you want to do prior to entering, now would be the time to do it.
The Scarecrow Sentinels, what do I know of them?
You know that they are actually animate. They're kind of similar
Constructs.
to how... Yeah, they're similar like gargoyles in the sense that they stand perfectly still, and very rarely ever awaken during the day, but during the evening they tend to come alight or alive and patrol the tillage and the areas around the city. And basically anyone who is caught outside in curfew is pretty much just killed by the scarecrows. So which is why you definitely don't want to be caught outside around Gordfell at dark. But you also know they technically serve the Pumpkin King, but it's not like a mental link or anything like that. They're not going to report to the Pumpkin King, but they will attack people that they believe are his enemies.
Okay, and as of right
So you
now,
just want to be so for that point, you want to be careful what you say and do around the scarecrows.
okay. So entering the city of Gortfell doesn't seem to be necessarily a problem outside of like getting past regular guards. The scarecrows themselves don't necessarily pose a threat unless we do something to cause them to pose a threat.
Yeah, like you obviously don't want to be standing out in the tillage, bad mouthing the Pumpkin King and saying how you're going to break into his place and steal shit.
Yeah.
Save that
A
for
conversation you definitely would not want to have in front of them. Um, but yes, and you are aware, even from the last time you guys came in, it's not as if the Pumpkin King knows your identity. Um, so I think, though, just to be safe, last time you used the Hat of Disguise, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But hey, this time you have a Volred, who, for some reason, is very hot.
Doesn't really help with maintaining a disguise when you have somebody
No,
that's
but he's
stared at the
but he
whole time.
definitely takes some attention off of you.
Fair.
You know, it's like somehow or another you're that dude who's with the handsome guy who just kind of fades into the background a little bit.
I love it. I love it. Question: the safe house or like the tunnels that we used the last time we were in Gordfell, did we do that before we got into the city, or was that something that was located in the city and we had to gain access to?
The part of the tunnels you guys were in the city. Remember, you went to the bathhouse for that. But you do know that though that cave system runs all throughout the Crimson Plains, all the way kind of east and southeast, underneath the Throne of Falling Leaves, all the way to the Whispering Willows. In fact, as you know, it is a place where lots of people tend to congregate because it's a there's a lot of cool shit down there. Is really just another way of saying it. Um, they have the phrase for it, the Whispering Caves.
But that's closer to the Whispering Willows. It's not necessarily super populated while we're in Gordfell.
Correct. But I'm just saying you do know that there are other ways to enter those caverns that aren't in Gordfell. It's just there are miles and miles and miles of tunnels down there. So if you don't know the way, it it would be very hard for you to reach that particular set of caverns if you didn't know exactly, where they are.
Okay. So before we get any closer to like the scarecrows, I would turn to
The
everybody.
fungal glades. That's what it was. There's large caverns with fungal forests and stuff underneath that people like to go and visit. I knew that there was a name for it.
Yeah. So before we get any closer, I would turn to the group and just kind of let them know. Um, my intention is to simply go back into the caverns or the tunnels that are under Gordfell and regain entrance into the Pumpkin King's living quarters. So
Again, away from the scarecrow.
yeah, I said that.
Before we get
closer,
sure that I understood.
And I will also be sensing to make sure no one's around.
Okay. Roll me a face sense.
It's a minimum of 20 something, so.
Well,
is it
I
a
rolled the
bonus?
10. Okay, does that count as... Now, face sense is wisdom, so I don't get advantage. And my my reliable talent is only if it's less than a 10, so 10 is the minimum. So...
30-20 is your min.
Yes. So 20.
Yeah, as you're kind of opening yourself up a little bit, you become aware of a presence behind you. It's a farther range than 30 feet, which is why it wasn't triggered by your other ability. But as you kind of turn around, you see on a barn, probably about 100 feet away, there's a rather large crow that seems to just be perched on the end that actually seems to be looking down at your group.
I will point that out and say, Yandre, before you continue, I notice there's a crow behind us that appears to be spying on us.
Yeah. And Yandre's aware, and I know Kelmac became aware last time, so he'd probably bring something up. Crows are also servants and messengers of the Pumpkin King. They're essentially his spies. So, granted, the Pumpkin King spies on everybody, so the presence of a crow doesn't necessarily mean he knows who you are, but it definitely means he knows you're there, whoever you happen to be.
So simple. We don't act out of turn. Just walk in, find where we need to go, and at some point or another, we do need to make progress towards the tunnels.
Got it.
And with that, Yandere will walk into Gordfeld.
Okay.
I guess we follow.
Now let him go.
Yeah.
He's on his own now.
You guys are stopped at the front gate by an Eladrin individual with a really long curly mustachio, kind of chestnut in color, speaking in Sylvan. Halt, fair friends. You must pay the toll to enter. It is 1 silver crown per.
Yandere would hand over 6 of the silver crowns that he got the last time that he was here, making it a point to not use prime material money.
Let's see, text Lucas. Excellent. All appears to be in order. If you would not mind stating your business and where it is you plan on dwelling this evening.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to let Volred talk. I'm actually going to push Volred up to the front.
And the figure kind of goes and looks over and goes, "Oh, my lord, I was not aware that you were going to visit."
That is quite fine, but more importantly, what product do you use in that mustache? It's quite charming.
Oh, well, it's a wax paste for my beard. It's made from the bees that we keep out in the tillage. And yes, well, oh, there it is.
Ooh, well, could you point me to which shop I could buy that? My face is quite bare right now, but when I do look to grow out this, well, my facial hair, I would like to have that.
I certainly see the desire there. Well, I'll tell you what. If you head down this gate and continue eastwards, you'll reach the Great Pumpkin Square. There is a shop there that caters to all kinds of products of that nature. That will help you. It's near the brewery. There's also an inn there called the Pumpkin's Delight Inn. It's the best in the city and has a wonderful view of the square and the palace. So, perfect location for a distinguished gentleman such as yourself.
Perfect. Well, I was planning to stay at the Pumpkin Delight, so I'll have to look at the shops around. Thank you.
Of course, I'll just put that down here. Apologies. Shall I summon a carriage for you to take you to the inn?
Oh, absolutely not. Though, this body needs quite the cardio to keep it in shape.
Oh, I don't think you're at any immediate risk. Um, Apologies, that was inappropriate. Please, my lord, enjoy your stay. We are happy to have you. So very, very happy.
Thank you. And then I'll look forward at the door and just kind of stop giving him attention.
And then as you walk away, he's like pulling on his breastplate a little bit.
Fixing his mustache
Come
better.
out! And Yandere can kind of notice and still not quite furtive glances, but you can kind of tell, like, as Yandere kind of moves away, it almost kind of hits this individual that it's like, okay, that was super weird. And he looks a little confused, but goes back to his duty, thinking nothing more of it.
Like you just had a dream.
God, this is going to be every interaction.
And yeah, as you guys are walking to the Pumpkin's Delight Inn, there
Someone
people are
drops a
just kind
cup.
of
Like,
just kind of staring at you a little bit. It's not as if they're taken by you, but it's just it's like when you're driving down the road and someone flashes by in a Lamborghini, it's like, you don't see that every day, so it turns your head a little bit. It's like, oh, wow, who's that guy? I don't know. Must be nobility. How do you know that? Because he's fucking gorgeous. He doesn't have shit all
he
over him.
doesn't have shit all over him.
Or they might say, you see how many servants that guy's got? Oh, man.
Damn.
You
not
son
bad.
of a bitch.
But yeah, so you make your way first to the Pumpkin's Delight.
Or wherever Yandere's taking.
Where are we going?
Yeah, I would like to get out of immediate eyesight of everybody in the fucking city.
A shack. Can we find a shack?
No, I mean, the Pumpkin's Delight is fine. It's just, where did we stay we didn't stay, because we weren't here long.
Well, yes, you guys did stay in the Pumpkin's Delight.
Oh, well, okay, we'll just go back there.
Yeah, you did that because it made it really easy to keep an eye on the palace.
True. So back to the Pumpkin's
Was
Delight.
this where the brownies were?
Yes,
Oh.
it's the pumpkin-themed place.
They're going to be disappointed. I used my charge for the day. Oh well.
Okay. Let's see here. As you enter... Okay. You enter into the Pumpkin's Delight, the same kind of slightly fantastical building with the kind of stacked pumpkins on the front, who talk to you as you come. Hi, welcome to the Pumpkin's Delight. It's nice having you. Oh God, that guy's good looking. Oh, shh, he's a patron. You're not supposed to talk to him like that. Oh, sorry.
I just
It's like-
casually wink.
It's like, oh, he winked at me. Oh, shit. Oh, try the pumpkin pie. It's to die for.
Right, now the door's hard.
And as you
probably
make
made
your
of wood.
way, as you make your way inside, you see Tobias, Harvestwind, the innkeeper, kind of glancing in as you walk in. He goes, ah, yes. Welcome. You've stayed here before, if I'm not mistaken. You were up on the top room. Well, I'm honored that you would come and think to repatron us. Shall I get you a room?
Ah, quite the memory you have.
Oh,
Well, of
well.
course. Is that same room available? It was exquisite.
Yes, I do have that room available, and now that we're still a little past the Harvest Festival, I have some more availability. If you'd like, the penthouse is also available. I'm afraid it does cost a little bit more, though.
How much would we be talking?
Well, let's see here. That room is a flat fee, and that will run you 15 golden suns an evening.
Hmm.
But it's got a room for all your retainers, and of course, it comes with, well, personal service.
Hmm. A room for my friends. Perfect. We'll
Yes,
take it.
your friends. Very well. And how long shall I put you down for?
Hmm. I would say probably. I don't know. I'm kind of just here at a whim. Can we just say night by night?
Yes, that's perfectly fine, of course. Um, just if you do wish to stay another evening, please let me know by around lunchtime tomorrow,
That wouldn't be a problem.
of course. Thank you so much. If you like, I can take your bags up now, and perhaps send up some food. Uh, Lunch is here, and we still have some available if you are needing to wipe the trail off of you.
Lunch would be preferred.
Excellent. I'll send up a smorgasbord.
Thank you.
And he kind of reaches out, uh, kind of rings a bell a little bit. Leary! And then little brownie comes over, starts to climb up a little set of stairs. Yeah, boss? Because uh, this noble gentleman and his compatriots will be staying in the penthouse suite. See to their goods, will you? Oh, yeah. And you see him snap his fingers, and this green disc of kind of arcane energy just kind of appears on the floor. He starts trying to use, unable to reach, starts trying to use magic to kind of slough off all of your backpacks and equipment and stuff, and just start levitating all of your stuff up the stairs.
Do a leaping.
Houdini.
Yes.
Okay. So you head up to what you guys thought was the top floor, um, then up a bit of a spiral staircase to the penthouse suite, which is a part of the converted attic. Uh, but you do notice on either side of the kind of large common room, there are double doors which go off on kind of a complete 360-degree kind of veranda terrace built on top of the roof that gives you unobstructed views of the surrounding city. You also notice there's lots of kind of flowers and vegetation there to just kind of make the area feel a little better. Um,
Last time we were here, wasn't there like a mage that had the penthouse?
yes. Yes, that would have been Lady Ravenshadow.
It's the reason it wasn't available for us.
Yeah.
Well, we should do this to our attic. Like raise the outer edges up a little bit.
Hmm. But
Are we in the room?
At this point, yes.
All right.
We put like a sheet on you or something.
On me?
No, Volred, he's pretty.
It's a little distracting.
It's very distracting.
Yes.
what were you talking about?
I thought it was just us, like when we were out in the woods, but we got to town. Not just us. You're hot.
Oh?
It's distracting.
I thought the potion I drank just affected fey creatures.
Mm.
Is that what it is?
Hmm. Oh, I took the other potion too.
How many potions have you taken?
Probably like 5.
That can't be good.
Do I know if anything is wrong with taking 5 potions, DM?
You don't know because, as Ben also mentioned, he's not aware of anyone that's actually ever taken more than one. So even Ben can't tell
Smorgasbord.
you.
Um,
He's fine.
Yandere like goes to take off his shoes in like the very nice place, and then realizes like, Kelmec.
Yeah.
Huh?
I know that you're not like the best at sneaking around, but maybe these will help. And I hand over the boots of Elvenkind that I had because I no
That
longer
you
need
got from here in the city.
No, I had the boots of Elvenkind before. The ones that Caleb has is the
Ah,
ones
yeah, yes.
I got from the city. But I don't need them anymore. So I will need to find regular shoes. But I was like, they've gotten me through a lot of places. And I just think that this would be better used with you right now.
So you're gonna go barefoot, or
Well, yeah, I have elven feet.
so no shoes?
I'm used to this lay of the land. And it was really in the prime where you guys have all of this glass and shrapnel and
Cigarette butts. Yeah.
people just strewn out all across. Here, they automatically get cleaned up. The streets are automatically cleaned. The infrastructure for damage is a lot better here than it is in the prime.
It just reminds me of that television commercial. He's like, "Babe, you have to see this. Anytime, no matter what mess I put on this coffee table, the next day, it's clean." Just like, you serious right now? Like, yeah, watch. He starts making a mess. That's what I'm sitting here thinking. There's like a whole bunch of fairies that just run around the middle of the night cleaning
No,
shit.
we don't use slave labor. We don't do that. If
Well,
you
it
had,
is. That's actually the point of the brownies.
oh, okay. Well, besides that, wait, why did it have to be brownies?
Yeah, I literally.
That's what they're called. Blame the Irish.
Oh shit!
I
Bam.
mean,
Let's go to break.
they're literally they are fairies in Irish folklore.
It's what the Cleveland Browns are named after.
Really?
Yeah.
DM, I can't give Kelmac the boots.
I'm handling it. I'm doing it right now.
And then also, I don't think the armor class on my Shadow Steel Chain shirt is updated from last time.
Okay. I was just trying to. So yeah, boots of Elvenkind
As
do not
correction.
require.
The Cleveland Browns are probably named after Paul Brown or something, but their logo and mascot is a brownie. For that. Which is a weird looking elf.
Yeah, they look like tiny little
Christmassy
gnomes.
elf, not a fantasy elf.
Yep, they enjoy doing labor and have sweet tooth.
They probably work for Santa.
Well, it's nice that we're here, but I don't really want to be here very long.
Oh.
Meaning, we probably need to make our way down to the tunnels. Um, Also, the scarecrows that were outside and out front are not the nicest things when the sun goes down. So wandering around in the darkness is not going to be smart.
Is that in the city or out of the city?
It looks like they patrol in the city, but from what Carrion was telling me is that they send out brigades of scarecrows regardless. They're just not as active as they were before.
Just to make sure I understand, are you saying we can't be active at all in the city after dark?
Can you just stop talking for a second, please? It's very. I'm looking at your mouth and I don't know what I just.
DSL.
Yeah. Um. To clarify, and Yonder like turns and he's not looking at Volred. Um.
I cast Minor Illusion in front of Volred to like a weird pixelated version of Volred's torso is like in front of him.
Oh, you're doing the weird blur generator
Yeah,
box from
I'm
Futurama.
pixelating him.
Oh,
Yeah,
DM.
and it's even worse for Yandre because he's a Fey creature, so he's getting hit with both effects.
DM. As I turn around, I am looking for invisible creatures.
Okay. You see no invisible creatures.
Okay. Um. Just to clarify, it appears that the scarecrows are set to monitor the city, Gordfell, during the nighttime when they become animate. I don't know how far out from the city that they go, but I would imagine within some radius they're probably patrolling. So we don't want to be active in public once the sun sets.
How long did it take us to get to the city?
Well, he said we made it around like afternoon.
Yep.
So we could get in the sewers before dark and start doing shit. Or should we try to wait until the morning to do that? That way we have a whole day of them not being active.
I mean, we can wait till the morning. That'd be fine.
I'm ready to go right now, later on. It's good with me no matter what. So, I mean, all we did was kind of walk here and drink some potions that have drastically affected us.
Well, it's more important that we're just not
Out and about?
correct. So if we want to go now, we just need to make sure that we're out of the palace before it gets dark. So when you say afternoon, are we talking like 1 or 2, or are we talking like 3?
It's lunchtime.
Okay,
So
so 1.
noon to 1.
I knew.
So I mean, we would have around, and this is me out of character. We probably have around like 4 or 5 hours before it starts getting dark. And I did, but I will do it again.
Godwin, are you good? Since we haven't done anything today, you're still able to like do your whole planey shifty thingy?
Yes, I am well to go and do what is needed. Should I travel with you in this capering, or
Um, I would prefer that our level of transportation is not killed or maimed in the process. And so I would say you probably would be safer here, but I also don't know your capabilities since you have ways of detecting illusions that we didn't know about as we walked into a location of illusions.
well, illusions were such a small uh, part of our journey last time. I'm not an expert on the Feywild. As they say, you live and you learn.
My problem is if he's like stays here, if we're in a situation where we need to get out like as soon as possible, we have to find a way all the way back here as a group. I don't think we can.
But that means we also run the risk of having to protect him should we run into any additional issue.
Caleb's got him. As long as he protects himself, he'll be fine. We're not trying to get into a fight anyway, right? We're gonna sneak in.
Not actively. So, yes, I would be correct. But
Well, in that case, if it starts to get too hairy and we're in a bad situation, an immediate escape route would be good then, too.
fine, we bring him.
Yay, Godwin!
Yes, it's just. Never mind.
I will protect you as much as I protect everyone else.
Great. So, shall we head to the tunnels?
Look at Kelmac. You ready to go? He's trying to put on boots. Wrong foot.
They're magical. They'll fit.
But it's like left and right. You still gotta get that part right. I like sandals better.
It does feel weird.
I'll take that as a yes. All right. Do we? Sorry, Caleb. Do you have keen mind? Kind of thing.
I do not.
I need to. DM, do I remember where the tunnel started? Because otherwise, I will have to ask for help. I know where to go, but I just want to know if I know where the tunnels start.
Yeah, if you leave the city, the ones you know about that are in there are underneath the bathhouse. Well, no, that's true. The Fey dwarf took you to a different place that had them. You could go straight there if you wanted to.
To the different place that had them.
Yes.
Okay. Because I would like to go to the place where we're familiar, just so that way I can navigate back to where we were.
Okay.
On our way to the Fey Tunnel. In the city, who thinks fall red is hot?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Shall we go to break?
Yes, we shall go to break.
All right. Right when Ari said he was going to leave, so.
Goodbye.
Break
See you guys in
time.
about 15. Break time.
Bye.
I don't care for the way you're counting, mister.
In numerical order?
How's anyone supposed to know when we reach 0?
Damn, you got me there. We'll put that in suggestion box, and then I'll throw it away like I normally do.
We both know you don't read the suggestion box.
It is. It's called the
Suggestion
junk.
box.
It's the junk mail. I have that forwarded go directly to there.
Yeah, just for me too, I bet.
Yeah, I don't need your opinion.
Okay, fair enough. Hey guys, welcome back to Tuesday Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, dive into it. You guys made a stop at the Pumpkin's Delight Tavern, or inn. Got yourself the penthouse suite that was unavailable last time, and then you guys decided to immediately after lunch turn around and start trying to sneak into the Pumpkin King's palace vis-a-vis tunnels.
I forgot my visa at home.
Sucks. But don't worry, I think they'll accept MasterCard.
All I got is full red.
Well, we can discover what Full Red has. Yeah. So, anyway, you guys depart. Yandere, if you would not mind rolling me a history check.
Why?
Because I like messing with you.
Yeah, you give me all these. Yeah, 1.
Can I give him an assistance?
I'll take it. He's proficient in history.
I will let you roll.
Okay, yeah, please. For the love.
Go ahead and roll, Caleb.
24.
Okay.
Like, why bother?
Caleb, it takes very little time for you to realize that Yandere does not seem to actually remember where all you guys went last time. And you basically have to stop before you guys going into the complete wrong section of the city.
What Caleb will actually do is he would subtly lead Yandere in the right direction without making him feel like he's going in the exact wrong direction.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, we know that landmark, don't we? Oh, what about that landmark? Remember, that's where we did such and such.
Yes. So
yeah.
that would help him out.
Okay, so with a little bit of prodding there, you guys managed to make it to the southern end of the city, past the marketplaces there, head past the Seafoam Bathhouse, where, run by the merfolk Alira, then heading to the dried up, deprecated well, water well that lies in a back alley. And
DM.
Mhm.
As we were headed in that general direction, and since Caleb is guiding me at this point, can I be on the lookout for any of those crows?
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll me perception.
Tonight is I'm very happy I have advantage on things. So it's a 14.
Okay. You see around some areas that look like crows. None that seem particularly looking at you, and none, or at least not in the immediate vicinity, that looks so large as the one Volred pointed out earlier. Volred, if he cared to check, could also note that these birds lack the same energy that the previous birds did.
Awesome.
So, yes, as you reach the well, you find the knotted rope that is meant to serve as a makeshift ladder that descends down into the bowels beneath the city.
Well, You ready?
Sure.
Let's hop to it.
Yandere. Nope. I will let somebody else go first.
Zero confidence, huh?
Well, not with the rolls that I've had today.
I'll go.
Right.
I fear no trap. Like
Go ahead and
falling
roll
really
me
far.
an athletics check.
Really?
Can I assist?
No.
That's 22.
Cool, you passed the DC 5.
I have a plus 10.
Now. So, with a little bit of time, you all managed to descend the knotted rope, and then find yourself beneath, in the slightly fungally overgrown, dim-lit caverns beneath the city. The farthest reaches of the Whispering Caverns that you are aware of, Yandere. Yandere, would you mind rolling me another history check?
If you're gonna swear, at least unmute.
18.
Okay. So, once you get down here, you take a quick look. Caleb gives you a long look, but then you're like, okay, wait, no. Okay, this, I get this. Okay, I get this.
It's like
This
three
way.
really big nerds, and they've memorized the map of the town, but the locals like, no, I know where this is. There's supposed to be a rock here, not a move the rock.
Yep. So, Yandere, with just a little bit of effort, you begin the, as you recall, roughly hour-long process of traversing the labyrinthine networks of the caves, in hopes of finding that same entry to the siege tunnels beneath the palace. As you begin to reach that hour, you spot first the gate which enters into that section of the tunnel, a landmark you recognize. As you approach, you notice that the gate is padlocked, and you also kind of glance in just a little bit as you can see some kind of a ghostly light deeper down the tunnel. And from this distance, you can't really make out what it is, but you do know it wasn't there previously.
It's all.
Yeah.
Can you tell what that is? And I like point out towards the ghostly light.
I look.
As all you have a look, you see no ghostly light. Just the slight dim radiance of the fungus.
Got nothing, buddy. Those are mushrooms.
When I look closer, obviously can't make out what it is, but it's this. My understanding, since it's all can't see it, and I know it's all can see ethereal things, this would be something that would be invisible.
That would be your best guess, yes.
There's something over there. I can't tell exactly what it is, but it appears to be invisible, I would guess. I'm assuming this is probably one of Ben's potions at work.
Can I use my face sense to help try to figure out if there's anything?
Sure.
Alrighty then.
I suppose we never did test if you could see invisible things. We just kind of took
Dirty
it for face
20.
value.
That's true. Nice to know that works, and the potion does exactly what Ben said it would. 20. You reach out your face sense, You can sense the Fey presences on the street above you. That particular weird light does not seem to have a Fey presence, though you can tell it has some kind of magic attached to it.
Oh, no, it's magic. You know?
It's magic. Well, I'm out of my scope here. Nerds, take care of it.
Wait, wait. We already have the boon. If it is magical, we should be able to move past it undetected, correct?
Uh,
That's what she said.
They were invisible through detection magic? That's what they were, right?
I asked specifically if we would be detected by things of like alarm or some type of sensory effects, and she said that we would be able to pass through without any detection. So if this is something that is magical, we should be able to just walk by it.
Good point. Well, this is the test to see if that boon's a boon or a bust, then.
The only other problem that we have, though, is that. And I point at the padlock on the gate.
Oh, what? Ooh.
I'm not really that good at dismantling locks.
But you're got levels in Rogue.
Not that
I
kind of rope.
can
Doesn't mean my sleight of hand is good.
I can unlock it.
And I can break it.
But I need the area around us to be silent. Be able to cast silence?
Um, that would be great unless it is something that is like a visual sensor that is looking at us. Which at that point, meaning if we break the lock, I'm sure that it'll be able to see that the lock is broken.
It's not a. It won't break it as much as it. It's a spell called knock, and
That loud spell you used that other time?
yes, it's very, very loud. But if somebody's able to cast silence, as I do not have, well, I have a scroll that I can use, but that will be able to tell me to use it.
Well, you are just in luck. I can make things silent, but I mean, fine. You just need that on top of the lock.
Yes, and I can cast knock within 60 feet, and it produces an incredibly loud knock that is heard for several hundred feet, unless it is silenced.
The problem is I don't want you getting just 60 feet away and then saying something and alerting whatever that is that's looking at us. So is there some type of verbal component to your knock spell?
Is it a VSM or
It's
just?
only verbal.
Oh, it's a V.
Mm-hmm. It's only verbal.
Question is it? Sorry, there's someone screaming in the background and it's weird. So is
An
the
invisible screaming.
yeah? It's like, do you have to be loud enough to where that thing may hear you?
Yeah, if he's in silence, he can't use verbal components.
No, I understand that. I'm talking about like I'm more concerned at the fact that like if he has to get within 60 feet, is he going to have to be loud enough for that thing to hear him? Like the
No, because I believe verbally you just have to be loud, like a talking voice. So I could be like I'm talking 60 feet away, and if it's 60 feet away, it should be weird.
Yeah. The hard part is that lock makes a very loud noise.
how how close is that weird ghostly light to where um,
Uh, the one, yeah, it's about 60 feet, just like kind of at the edge of your dark vision. That's why you can't really see what it is, but it's emissive amongst the dark, so you see that it's there,
so
but you
about
can't determine it is
how far from the gate? You don't know. I can't
about
think
60, about 60 feet.
from the gate.
Yes, on the other side of the gate.
Question, DM.
Mm-hmm.
Does knock have a visual presence? Or not knock, silence.
Uh, no, I mean, if there's components, you would see them in the casting, but you wouldn't necessarily see the silence spell.
Because what I'm thinking is I can use the scroll for silence on the individual. And then or is silence verbal?
Well, I don't think the radius moves. Um, Meaning, like, you can't cast it on somebody and then have them move and do whatever. It would have to be cast on the location in which you want to be silent.
Oh no, I was talking about two different silent spells. One I
Oh.
cast, one you cast. But the problem is that silence is a verbal spell. So if you were to cast silence, it would be verbal darkness.
So, Caleb, do you want me to cast silence on the lock?
I would say yes, because then I can cast knock on it, and it will automatically unlock itself. And then we can
Is
get
the
three.
lock and where Yandre sees that light in the same area, or is it?
The light is 60 feet away from the gate, so it's
Okay.
not. It's not. I was trying to see if I can get both of them at the same place, but it's farther away. But Yandre will cast silence on the lock.
Okay.
If you can unlock the door, and then if this is something magical, Caleb, um, I can drop silence, and you might be able to remove the alarm. You have some type of way of taking out magical entities, right?
Yes, I can. There's something I can do about that. Yes.
Or would it? I'm question, DM. Does if you cast dispel magic on something and it's sentient, does it know that magic has been cast on it, or is that just like? I guess I'm trying to clarify because dispel magic, I don't think has anything that says like, "Hey, you're using this spell," so the thing knows that it's been trying. Something was trying to dispel it. If it fails,
Uh, that would be true. If the object is sentient,
It becomes a
then
creature.
yeah, but that would mean that if you ended a magical effect that was on the creature, then it would be aware that it lost its magical effect, potentially, depending on what the effect is. Um, and obviously, if the creature is magical itself and you kind of bloop it out of existence, if maybe the caster would know
yeah,
if their concentration suddenly ended. But
yeah. So I would just kind of sidebar that and be like, you know what, Caleb, never mind. Just do what you're doing.
Effort fireball.
That's all right.
I mean, a silence ball.
fireball.
So yes, I will cast knock on the actual.
Were you gonna? Were you guys doing the silence thing first, or were you
Yeah, I already
just
did it.
not?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
you said
already
you already
has
did.
Okay.
Okay, you step back, cast knock on it. You At first, it's as if nothing happens, but then you just kind of watch the padlock fall and hit the ground with no sound.
Hmm.
So that's one hurdle completed.
Well, and you can't see the thing over there, correct?
No.
Okay, so with that, Yandre is going to quietly and very cautiously approach the gate because he's still not sure if that boon is working or not. So he's going to
Mm-hmm.
attempt to go up to the gate.
Godwin, be ready for a quick escape.
Yes, I can certainly do that. Um, just as a quick knowledge, uh, plane shift also requires sound in order to activate. So if we do need to get the plane shift out, then we need to uh, basically retreat.
This is this is if this is like a test if our unsensing thingy works. If it doesn't work, then we're fucked.
I understand. I'm just wanting to make sure everyone is aware of what happens if we need to go, what needs to happen.
Gotcha.
So Yandre will attempt to walk up to the gate and see if he can get a better view of whatever that is.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll me a perception check if you like.
25.
Okay. As you kind of peer off into the darkness, you see the light seems to shift and move. And as you strain to kind of look, you actually notice it kind of rotates and has a bizarre coloration in the middle of it that almost makes it look like a floating, flaming eyeball.
So this would probably be magical.
Mm-hmm. From what you can tell, this definitely appears to be a scrying sensor of some sort.
Okay. After getting a good glance at it, I'm going to back up again and head back towards Caleb and just communicate that and just say, hey, Caleb, there's some form of scrying mechanism that is in that room. Is that something that you're familiar with?
After the description, Caleb will say, it looks to be like my magic eye that I use. Am I correct?
Um, Seems to be, yes. The general description, it means there's either someone is scrying on that particular place at that particular moment, or they have an arcane eye present, or perhaps there is some sort of other magical effect that's creating a similar sensor down here.
And DM, did I see the door um, or entrance while seeing the eye, or was that something that's like,
Yeah,
say,
that's farther in. You've only reached the first gate, which lets you know that you're entering what would technically be the palace grounds. And there is a second gate that you have to get through farther on.
okay, um, the eye was rotating.
Yeah, not in like automatic, like it's kind of taking a look and then occasionally just kind of takes a look the other way, just kind of looking around.
Okay. Um, so what I would be able to kind of discern is that if the gate were to move, we would probably be able to be seen, or at least they would know that something is messing with the gate.
It's possible if the eye managed to steal a glance of the gate. It can't see 360 degrees.
So like a cone,
So
like a small
Yeah.
orb,
Yeah.
but a cone.
Can you give me a better description of like where the eye is looking at? So if I'm coming from the gate, right?
Mhm.
The eye is in front of me 60 feet. Is it
Yep.
looking straight forward up against like a wall to my left? Is it up top? In
Yes. From your standing, it seems to be kind of on the right wall up near the top, and is just kind of occasionally glancing back and forth up and down the hallway like a security camera.
but it does have visibility to the gate.
When it looks that direction, yes. But it can only look down the hallway towards you or back up the hallway away from you.
Okay. Um, so either we attempt to disarm this eye or scrying spell, or we simply open the gate and hope that the boon covers us. But either way, if it sees the gate move, it'll probably report whoever is scrying.
Is there a pattern to like how long it's looking in certain directions?
I can check, but I didn't get that much time with it.
As you kind of take a look, it doesn't seem to be like some kind of mechanical thing. It tends to kind of look up one section maybe for a few seconds and then kind of just turn and look at it. So a few seconds on each side, but you can't time it precisely.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
The boon that we were given, does it specifically prevent us from being seen from divination spells?
That's a good question. Let me, I guess, just to make it clear, state exactly what the boon does. It's the boon of undetectability. You gain a +10 bonus on dexterity stealth checks, and you can't be detected or targeted by divination magic, including scrying sensors.
Or we were invisible to it?
Yeah, but I'm more worried about the environment. So, like,
Yeah.
you can tell the door is being moved. We can't be seen, but the gate is still obvious.
But if we time it to where the eye looks the other direction, we open and shut the door.
And if silence is still on, there'd be no noise alerting it to that direction.
The
Correct.
silence lasts for 10 minutes.
It's also a ritual.
Yes. So, in that regards, that would be the method that I would use instead of trying to have everybody go through in a 6-second time frame. Just because of the way this eye moves, we would do one after passed. And that would give us much higher chances of success.
Okay. Well, then I will attempt to do it. But Caleb, I do need you to be prepared in case we need to shut that eye down.
Okay.
Are you all familiar with the range that those things can see?
Caleb's looking through his book.
I asked Godwin too because he's also a wizard person. So
Godwin is like, if it's an arcane eye, typically it has a range. Well, it can see as long as a normal eye, but the dark vision that it has is typically 30 feet.
are there any
But the eye can move.
lights?
Well, it says which has normal vision and dark vision up 30 feet.
Yes.
And there's no motes
So,
of light
yeah.
in our area or torches. They're just dark.
Nope. Just the occasional bioluminescent fungus cluster.
Okay, so we can assume it's a 30 to 60 feet range. Has Yandere gotten close enough to be within 60 feet or 30 feet of this arcana?
I got to the
When
gate.
it's about 60, so like if you pass through the gate, you'll be within 60 feet.
Okay. So we won't really know until it happens. YOLO, as the family says.
All right. Yandere would approach the gate cautiously and stealthily
Okay.
and wait. Well, the padlock. I'm assuming is just there. He's gonna remove. Oh, he already fell to the ground.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it fell to the ground.
Can I be within 25 feet of Yandere like outside of silence, but close enough.
if you want.
Um, I will wait until right after the eye looks this direction, and as soon as I see it shift, I'm going to open the door and attempt to sneak through.
The old in, close the door.
In and close, yeah.
Yep, you watch as the eye kind of moves away from the door, and you actually see it like detach from the ceiling just a little bit and start heading down the corridor just a little bit and around a corner, vanishing from view.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go while that's doing it. And I'm gonna close the door, and I will attempt to, um, not necessarily follow it, but you say it vanishes around a corner. Um, Hoping that this boon is working, I'm gonna follow it and just kind of see if I can see where it goes down the corner.
Okay.
If Yadra
So you
gets
pass.
if Yadra gets out of line of sight, I will signal to everyone, and I'm going to go through the gate, go through the door too.
Okay. Yandre, as the first man through the breach, you quickly, hastily open up the silent gate. You can feel the vibrations of the rusty hinges opening and closing, but no sound goes out. You, I assume, still cautiously make your way down the area. You stop momentarily as just kind of off to your left and right, you notice there are two more sort of hewn stone corridors that go off on either side. You pause briefly as you see down the left another mote of light as like this little eyeball is just kind of slowly making its way towards you. Does not seem to change its trajectory or speed as you enter the intersection. And as you're kind of just taking a quick moment, you also happen to look down and notice, especially like in this area on this side of the gate, you start noticing the telltale signs of foot traffic. Consistent foot traffic, leading you to believe perhaps security measures have been upped a little bit in this section since you were last here. You gonna stay and take a look at the sensor, or do you want to keep moving along?
So I would move just past the corridor that the center is coming in, um, being that I know that Izal is probably coming in through the door. How long do we have before that center makes it through the corridor? I guess, like, because I'm going to be watching it and then kind of keeping an eye on like Izal and them.
It moves at kind of a walking pace, so probably about 3 seconds, like a movement action. You'd see it.
So not enough time for everybody to get through the gate.
No.
Izal I know was watching me, and so as she like moves through the gate, I'm gonna tell her to like I'm gonna put my hand up and tell her to stop and close the gate.
Close it like.
Okay. And then, not really noticing Izal, you and everyone else see this little orb come into view. It's about, I would say, about a softball size. That's got this pale kind of green eyeball look with these kind of slitted, purple serpent-like pupil wreathed in blue flame. You see it just kind of look up the hallway like where Yandre's at. Apparently not seeing him. Kind of doing a quick glance around. Stares off towards the gate. Then moves back and continues along the corridor. On the other side of where you're at, Yandre. So it just kind of comes through, takes a quick view of the intersection, and then moves on along that right-hand passage.
I'm gonna look down the corridor in which it came from and see if there's anything down that corridor coming.
You don't see anything down that corridor. It looks like that one goes for, as far as you can tell, because even though it's rough hewn, it's not entirely straight. Maybe 60 or 70 feet before you can tell through the dim of some bioluminescent fungus that it moves off to another direction.
I'll look at Izal and I'll be like,
I wave to the rest of the group.
and one by one you pass through the gate, taking care to kind of prop it back up so that it won't open.
I'll if I
And
could
then
reach, how thick are like the bars for the gate? Can like a hand reach through?
yes.
I'm going to pick up the lock and just kind of loop it like the hook through the eyes.
Okay.
And just loop it through, not
So
locking
from a
it.
distance, it'll look like the lock is still
Yeah, just kind of
there.
put it back in place and just making sure it's facing the right direction, not closing it. Like, all right, just a quick glance should be fine.
The footprints that I saw, was that footprints heading out of that room back in the direction that we came from, or is that just in this room? Because if it's padlocked,
It's on the other side. Yeah, the other side, this interior side, um, making it look like there are physical creatures that patrol this area on this side of the gate, not just the eyeballs.
and so I mean, I'll point. I'm not going to say anything, but I'll point down to the footprints just to make sure everybody is aware. But with that, I'm going to keep moving because we're already on this side of the gate,
We're on a timer now, basically.
essentially.
Okay. And so you guys continue on moving. If you guys could roll me stealth checks.
With a plus
Plus
10,
10 to those.
Does
That's
anybody have Pass Without a Trace?
No.
Pass without trace gives you plus 10, I believe, so it would be the same effect.
I was joking. It made it seem like we could have opportunity.
technically they're not the same spell, so whatever. No one has it.
21.
Damn, Yandere.
I'm gonna use the divine version.
32!
That's
Jesus.
about plus 10, so it's technically a 42.
42!
You leave the campaign. You're gone now.
Gone.
This
It was
game.
nice playing with you, Mr. Liam O'Brien.
Though the plus 10's added automatically onto the character. Because I've got a plus 12 right now to my stealth, and that's impossible.
I start with a plus 12, so I don't have a plus
Mine
22 to mine.
I think I already gave you guys the boons,
Yeah.
though.
I have a 25, so I know I
My
don't have a
stealth.
plus 12.
But my stuff is already that high.
Well, that's the thing, though. I know Yandere doesn't have thing,
And Kelmac doesn't have it added to theirs, but 15
I'm
plus
always-
10.
and neither does Volret.
So I guess I got a 31.
Did I add it? I don't think I know how to add that.
Well, it was a boon, so like unless you created the boon for yourself.
Yeah, it's a feat. And I did tell you guys I added, yes, but he's also the only one that has the boon on their character
I'm
sheet.
the only one who added it. That's why.
What was the feat?
Boon of
It's,
undetectability.
Got it.
Is this permanent?
How do you add
Yeah.
it? Is it
It's like a feat.
Go to your features and traits tab, and then
Manage
scroll all the
feat.
way down to feats, and then it should be right on the top because it's boon.
Okay.
So Kelmac
Yeah,
got a
and then-
25, and I got a 25.
And I just added it for Kelmac.
I don't see it.
And what was it called? Blessing
Boon of
It's boon.
of undetectability. Got it.
There's a bunch of boons in there, so
I see it. So I ended up getting 25.
25? Awesome.
Yeah, everyone gets a plus 10 to their roll except Izal. Because hers is already factored in.
Okay,
Yeah.
where's this supposed to be?
Go to
Uh,
features and traits section. Scroll
Yep.
all the way down to the bottom of it. It'll
Yep.
or you can just hit feats.
manage feat. Do you see the button that says manage feat?
Yes, I have to add it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's there'll be an alphabetical order. It's called the boon of undetectability,
He's got it.
and just add that
Yeah. Does this when does this expire?
when I tell you it expires.
Great.
So, which probably means it'll be like Yandere's boon, and I'll just pretty much let you have it half the campaign, which is like the rest of the campaign, Who knows?
All right, we keep moving.
Yeah, you guys did really well. So as you make your way, you come to a bit of a fork. The corridor continues off, which is the direction you believe you're supposed to go. And then there's kind of a juncture that spurs off on the right-hand side where the little eyeball went. And you can see that eyeball at this point, like maybe 30 or 40 feet down in what looks at this distance to be kind of a larger kind of vault or chamber, just kind of moving around, just kind of carefully inspecting everything about the room. Um, and so you can continue that way, or you can continue down the corridor.
Wait, they could. So, I have any inclination that the corridor to the left is the way that we should be going. Do I
Yeah,
see
continuing
any?
on ahead.
Do I see any markers or anything that I like may have left the last time? Because I know that there's like a little safe house area that was in the corridors. Do I see anything that leads me to believe that's the correct way?
Uh, no, but you are familiar that the place you're talking about should just be a little farther up,
Okay. Well,
assuming it's still there.
yeah. I mean, I'll look back to everybody and say just kind of be careful because if they're already patrolling this, I'm assuming they found the safe house and know that the safe house is there. So,
Yeah.
and then I would continue forward carefully.
And then, yes, you proceed through a few other tunnels, occasionally seeing more arcane eyeballs floating around. Um, Caleb could probably let you know that, judging by the sheer volume, either they have some sort of a magic item that's creating the shit, or they have a whole collection of spellcasters who are just sitting around, concentrating on this shit. And you eventually come back out of this section into a section of more natural cavern, where you do see off to the left, in a bit of an alcove, there is some more of that overlapped kind of woven iron banding to create a bit of a lock room with a large steel door. You see the steel door is still there. And you do still see equipment within the lock room, but there's actually a lot more equipment. There's some sets of armor. There are weapons. You see what looks like a small cache of potions. It almost looks like a small guard armory. And as you kind of glance off to the right-hand side, where you previously saw just a couple, like, three-legged stools, you now see kind of a trench table with benches and a setup for cooking of meals. This appears to now be the guardhouse for this lower section.
But nobody's occupying it.
No, although you do see evidence of recent occupation. So your guess might be that they're on patrol?
This, and I'm saying this very quietly, obviously. Looks like people were recently here. We either need to move quickly and through, or it wouldn't be wise to try to set up a trap, so we might as well just keep moving.
I concur. I believe we should keep the momentum going.
I will drop silence. I'm out of range for it, but I'm just letting you know I'm not concentrating on that spell anymore. And on the other side, does it look like that other side is gated, or is it that it's just another pathway?
It looks to be another pathway, but you do know that just probably over there, just out of sight, is where the final gate would be.
Okay. So, do I know of any other corridors that would lead there, or are all the corridors to the rear of us?
There is one more corridor that heads off to your right to other areas. You don't know where that goes. Presumably to other places. And you know, beyond the other gate that you know is there, there is just the staircase that leads up into that secret entrance at that tower. And then there is another tunnel, hewn stone and braced, that goes off from the right there again. That is an actual siege tunnel, which is supposed to take you out somewhere far beyond the bounds of the city in case the Pumpkin King needs to make a hasty escape.
Okay. So Yandere would continue through and being aware of the tunnel before he passes it, he's going to turn to the right to see if there's anybody coming that way.
Okay, and you're talking about the other area?
The other side.
Yeah. As you kind of move into this area just a little bit, you kind of see off just out of the periphery of your vision, quickly turning right and glancing up, another one of these little eyeballs that's just kind of taking a look around. You see it kind of bobbing around. Whoever is controlling this particular eyeball is super damn bored, as far as you can tell. And so you don't see anyone in the area. Moving forward a little bit, glancing down that long hallway. You don't see any light, but with your keen hearing, because you have a really good passive perception, you can hear some echoes a little bit. It's a little faded. You can't tell exactly how the echoing amount has basically muffled it all up, but you can definitely tell there are people down that corridor. Whether they're coming closer or farther away, you're not sure. But down that way, people be.
We need to move.
Should we attempt the invisibility thing?
Not yet, but I feel like we're going to need to do so after we get through this gate. Because then we're just out in the open.
We'll save the invisibility lasts for now.
I'll note, as you guys are kind of having this conversation, whispering, that eyeball suddenly kind of is like looking off down where you guys are at, quickly darting around, apparently not seeing anything. And you see it start to move a little bit and start to look back down the hallway where you guys were coming from. Apparently, rolling a good enough perception check to catch at least parts of what it thinks might have been whispers.
Oh, well, we should probably... It would probably be wise to go ahead and cast the invisibility now.
After he gets far enough away that I believe that I can speak without him hearing me cast a spell, that's when I'll cast invisibility.
There's 7.
Remember, you have more spell slots than you originally had.
I'm gonna cast it. So
Well, there's 7 of us. You need an 8th level spell slot.
Or Godwin can cast as well.
Yes, I can cast for myself and a couple others as well if needed.
I'll cast it at 6th, and you can cast it. So I will cast it on. What have Godwin cast it on me and himself. I'm going to cast it on everybody else.
Okay. With that, Goblin reaches in, a little something. And with a little bit of muttering, Veil enshrouds Caleb and he disappears.
So everybody's now invisible and essentially touching hands as we traverse this.
But we still have to get through the gate.
Is this area now empty since the orb left?
No, the orb is taking a look. It definitely thinks it heard something. So it's doing the whole Skyrim. Where is it?
Whispering the
Come
wind.
out. Who are you?
Someone's skulking
And
out
just,
here.
yep, just kind of taking a look around. Um, it looks as though it's trying very hard not to actually leave the confines of the room. Perhaps it was ordered not to. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it is keeping. It is intently inspecting every inch of that opening where you guys are at. Any superfluous movement or sound, it will probably catch. Well, would have, since you guys kind of waited a little bit.
Yes. So we would continue. Well, Yandere would continue down the corridor to see how far down the gate is from that current room.
Okay. Uh, you see, as it comes in, it just kind of does a little wave, and then pretty much right on the other side of that wave, there's maybe only about 30 feet of actual distance, but it's woven in such a way that you don't have a clear line of sight. You do see another gate, and the siege tunnel and entrance there. Um, let's see, Calum and company. You guys can start to hear not quite shouts, but raised voices and scuffling coming back from that other hallway.
Where the guards were uh, vacant whenever we went through, correct?
Correct.
Well, as this is happening, I'll let you keep doing. I don't know what you're going to say something. Because at some point I would come back and just kind of whisper to them, like, hey, it's about 30 feet around that corner. We got the other gate.
Okay. As that happens, like you see the little eyeball kind of come back in, is looking around. Uh, the sound of muffling can be heard a little louder. You start to see the faint outline of what looked like might be light coming up. And then as you guys are just kind of placed somewhere, scattered somewhere throughout the room, this eyeball is like glancing around as a group of what looks to be 6 Feykin, a mix of Eladrin and looks like wolf Therianthrope. You see someone who looks like an otter Therianthrope. And then, like a dwarf and such, a little collection kind of hastily enter the room and start glancing around. And one of them just kind of takes a look up to the eye and goes, I thought you said someone was in here. And the eye just is kind of glancing around. And it starts trying to glance through. If you guys can roll me stealth checks. Invisible.
Why Yandere rolling like a 42 on there?
He was complaining all damn night about shitty rolls.
22.
And yeah.
I rolled 2 fucking natural 20s on stealth, and that's not when I want
They're
them.
important,
But I
though.
will
42?
I also got
I
a nat
know.
20.
I know. It's like everyone is doing surprisingly well.
I got 24 and Kelmet got 29.
The eyeball should get fired.
They're bad at their job.
Yeah. As that happens, it's like you guys are kind of frozen in place, trying very hard not to make any moves or sounds, anything that could give away your position. Creatures go around. You see that wolf, Therian Thumb, going. And he's, he goes, it's hard to say. It smells as if something was here.
Someone pretty walked through here.
My
But it's odd. It's like I can smell them, but also can't smell them. Maybe it floated in from one of the other tunnels. Come, let's head back towards the main gate. We'll see if someone else has made their way through. The dwarf's like, are you sure we should leave this place? What if they come through? The eye will handle it. The eye can't attack anything. But it can see invisible creatures, so no magic will get past that. Alright, well enough. And you see them kind of acquiescing, moving back down, apparently perfectly willing to trust the infallibility of the powerful eye that sees invisible creatures.
Like, as soon as they clear, I'm just like, what? Well, I mean, it's
Yep,
invisible, so I'm like, I tap like somebody else, like reach around and try to tap somebody else's shoulder and be like, let's go.
Yep, and like the eyeballs kind of following them a little bit. Try not to go too far, but you can tell it's checking around for any evidence
Assuming
it
I'm
can
by
find
Yandere,
of your presence.
because I was kind of in the front. When Yandere kind of pulls us forward, I will crouch down and on the ground kind of draw an arrow and tug the person I'm next to further down the chain, like look just to tug them downwards as I mark on the ground an arrow, and I'll wait for their body to move a little bit, and then I'll erase the arrow.
So I'm assuming with some timing, we'll be able to get everybody moving.
Communicating without
Yeah.
speaking at all. And we also, I was like, oh, I can write a note
And
in
you
my
can't
book.
see each other.
I can write a note in my book. I was like, no, you can't see
I
the
mean,
notebook.
wait, I can see all of them.
That is
That's true.
that's
That's
a
true.
great idea.
I was like,
I didn't
I'm
even
actually
think
just
about
gonna
that.
like grab and pull, like push people down the hallway. I'm just like,
Everybody's thinking,
It was like, Andre may take a little extra second to cop a little bit more of a feel from Volred. I mean, who
He
knows?
just stands there to admire it. It's like, damn, this motherfucker.
Listen,
just like a double take, and it's just like,
listen. I still have a vial of something that
It could kill you.
makes things downstairs even better.
Oh, that's true.
We're moving.
That's true.
You're gonna add
That
that
enhances your
napalm
charisma.
on top of all of this.
Damn.
Oh.
If you have 20 Constitution as well as a 20 Charisma,
So I push everybody down though.
okay. You come to the other gate, presently locked. It is no more complicated than the last one. You do spot yet another 3-footed stool on the other side. Empty. If there is perhaps a guard that is posted here, they are not here presently.
I'll look back because I'm assuming we're out of earshot at this point. Or at
As
least from what I
long
can
as you
assume.
whisper, the chances of them hearing you are pretty slim.
So, do we need to silence and knock this one as well, Caleb?
the issue with that is we will have to do another invisibility.
Is your knock a... Oh. Are you saying, like, if I were to cast a spell, it turns the invisibility off?
Yes.
Oh.
If we want to go and try and pick the lock.
Do I see any sensors?
You don't see any in the room.
I'm not particularly good with picking locks.
Can I pull out... Well, you can't see it. Well, Yandere will see it.
I can see.
I pull out a vial of acid. I'm like, I've got acid and like a shit ton of it.
I have a question. DM, I look at the hinges on this as well. Does it look like it will creak like the other one would have? The gate?
Just roll me an investigation. See what you see.
What is this?
Okay. Taking a quick look up and down the hinges. Yes, it will likely creak, not nearly so much as the previous, but it does look as though there is quite a lot of weight that gets put on these hinges, and so some creaking is, yeah, it's there.
So
It's just the way it's gonna work.
what I'm
WD
going
40 that shit, I
to,
guess.
I also have a shit ton of oil.
what I would actually do is I will actually try and whisper to Goblin. Are you able to cast invisibility again?
Wait a minute. Goblin, it's like, I mean, Yandra sees that. He's like, "Oh, what the hell?" And then kind of inclines and goes, "Ah, yes, I can if needs be."
If I cast silence the concentration.
I can cast silence, and you can cast knock, and then have Godwin cast invisibility on all three of us.
Perfect idea. We will do that. So we will quickly go through those 3 actions in 12 seconds.
And that I can keep silence up while we go through the gate, so that way it doesn't make noises.
We just gotta back up first.
Yeah.
There's notes of
So yes,
the
the whole-
silent spell being used in Kelder's notebook from Nock and Kelder doing shit to fuck up wizards.
Yeah, knock, casting silence, and then casting silence and knocking it.
The old knock trick.
Yes, somehow knock and silence seem to work very well together.
So does Smite, but that's a different character.
Yeah, especially if it's an NPC.
Oh.
Hey, that wasn't just. I mean, I'm just saying. I've been there too. I have been there too.
Divine energy and DMs don't mix.
Yeah. Okay, so that whole switcheroo happens quickly. Silence, knock. Godwin casts. The veil of invisibility returns, and you guys can soundlessly enter the small vault room that is the main connector between the secret entrance / exit and the siege tunnel.
All right. We would move through the gate and go through and keep going. I don't know how far down this room goes, because you said that we could see like a stool and then.
Yeah, on the other side, it's just like a 15-foot by 15-foot room with an archway that has the spiral staircase that goes up, and then another kind of post and lintel kind of stone archway that heads into siege tunnels.
Okay. Yeah, I would move everybody through the gate, making sure that there's no invisible sensor that pops up as we go. And then if everybody is through the gate, then I would turn around and put the lock back onto the gate without closing it. Actually, we have an emergency escape plan, so not locking the gate would just draw attention to it. I didn't see Azal do the not lock on the other one, so I'm going to go ahead and lock this one.
Okay.
Making sure it's facing the right direction and everything.
Mm-hmm. And then you ascend the spiral staircase.
Correct.
Okay. As you make your way into the spiral staircase, um, there are no scrying sensors that you can see within this space. And you make it all the way back up to the top where you see the dead end.
Caleb, okay, and I'm whispering.
Yes.
Caleb, do you remember how we got through this wall the last time? Was it the brick?
Uh, didn't we just dimension door over?
No, we went through the wall. It was like a door, and then once we got through the door, there was this one pathway in which people traversed, and we had to throw a rock to get one of the guards to move away from the door so we could sneak in and get into the wall.
God Wilson speaks up. If I recall correctly, was it not Master Volred who did some roguish business? Oh, see, as a dungeon master, I can tell you, Volred disarmed a trap to get to open it.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Because it's magic on the other side, mechanical on this side.
Red, do you remember?
No.
Going to investigate to see if I can figure out the trap and walk over through. Not-
Okay.
$55.
Taking a quick look around, you do see what looks like a slight cut through the mortar between two bricks. And it looks like there is some kind of pin locking mechanism in there. Um, yeah, that requires a little bit of lifting, jimmying.
The number 3 jiggler.
I slightly
Oh,
remember
what?
that.
Jiggle the wall, jiggle the brick.
Well, can you do the thing for it?
Yes.
This is Dex, add proficiency, or you can just roll the sleight of hand.
Is it
I mean,
any dex?
Well, no, it's specifically you roll Dex and add your proficiency. But if you just click sleight of hand, it's the same roll for you anyway.
It's not.
Yeah, the sleight of hand is just Dex plus proficiency.
He's not proficient with sleight of hand.
Well, I know, but I'm saying if he clicks the button, it's the same as rolling. It's the same roll die wise.
Okay.
But yeah, if you'd rather just roll a Dex check,
21.
there you go. So, sliding your thieves' tools in there, you find the catch that Kevin was talking about. And with a little bit of a lift and a tug, you feel this giant stone wall loosen. And with a push, it will come open.
Before we push the door open, I'm gonna lean my head up against the wall to see if I hear any movement or anything on the other side.
Yeah, can
Okay.
I use face sense to, or do I detect anyone around me?
You do detect Fey presence within 30 feet of you.
Not me.
Oh no, I'm saying, yeah, because he has an ability where he detects fake
I know.
creatures.
I'm just trying to make sure because you weren't very specific, and I don't want you to
You're
be like,
right.
"Well, Yandre is the Fey presence within 30
Yeah,
feet
yeah.
of you."
Yeah. So Yonder, if you want to roll perception.
23.
23. You don't hear shuffling or moving. What you hear seems like the muffled sounds. It's not human. Animal? Maybe bird. You hear what sounds like muffled squawking. Caw.
I would assume that there's probably a few crows on the other side of this wall. Some of the eyes of the Pumpkin King.
I agree.
If that is the case, would it be wise to enter this way? Invisibility and indetectability aside, how do we open the door without making it obvious that we're opening the door?
Question.
Answer.
Okay. That elixir of Moonshadow. Is it just for one person or for a party? And how long was the effect? I think that was a roll effect.
Let's see.
Kind of only needed to be for one person, really.
That's true.
Chance of nectars. The elixir of moon shadow, was that from the first batch?
That was from, well, yes, because that was what we got last session.
It was one of the surplus deal ones that Bolrat got.
Unless you pass through solid objects.
I think that was just one person. Yeah, I. Oh, moon shadow tincture. Yeah, grants the ability to phase through objects briefly. So, yeah, so that's just one person.
And what does briefly mean?
You don't know. I roll randomly when you drink it to determine how long you're able to do it.
Statistically, it would be more than one round.
Yes,
Based
it
off
would
of
be at
chance.
least one round.
And by chance, it should be more than one, just based off of dividing up sections.
So the question is, do we use that and just have somebody run through?
YOLO. Invisibly
Just go
run
check.
through a horrible situation.
Yep.
How sure are we that what we're looking for is just beyond this door?
It's not just beyond this door. It would be we go through the door, and we're not 100% sure that it's still here. So it would be go through this door, turn left, go all the way down to the end of the hallway, turn right, and then it's the second door on the left. That was the last place that we saw it. And I can't cast locate object without not being invisible. So
Yeah. So, to be clear, since you guys would be aware of this, I believe it was just Yandre and Volred who handled this last time.
Caleb. It was myself and Caleb.
Okay, so Volred was not involved there.
Correct. It was just me and him.
Caleb, roll me an intellect or intelligence.
An intelligence
With
check.
advantage.
If only he had advantage on those.
I rolled
13.
7 out of 5.
You
Okay.
suck. What's wrong with you, Caleb?
So, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Caleb, based on your recollection, you know that when you guys came through here was a square tower. Off to your left was a hallway. And then the very next door to your left was an entry point into this area. Well, down this hallway into the right. So based on your, shall we say, internal recollection, you would know that fake vault that you guys first searched looks as though it would actually be on the other side of this tower wall.
That's the fake vault. But
The fake vault, yes.
the one we dimension door to would be not the room to the left, but the one further down. Because we dimension doored out of the fake vault into what would appear to be the real vault, which was in an adjacent room.
Yeah. Let's see, not here. Let's.
Are you guys sure Volred wasn't there?
Volred it was just Caleb and I that made it.
You're right, because it was a dimension door is how you got in. So.
And we are far enough away that we can now dimension door into the vault if that's where we want to go now.
Yeah, but you'd be dropping invisibility and casting a spell.
For your edification,
Picture.
I just posted
A rare map of the Feywild. Everyone save this before it deletes it.
This was the Pumpkin King's apartments, as you guys remember it. That octagonal room to the top left was the entrance point in the north-hand side. From what you guys recall, that room all the way to the right of that, in kind of the northeast corner, that's the dummy vault. The tower that you guys are in is just to the right of that. It shares a wall with that dummy vault. For your own edification.
Gotcha.
So from what you guys can tell right now, you guys would actually be right underneath the dummy vault. That would be right above your head.
Wait, okay. Sorry, I'm not understanding. So we're at the northeast most room, the one that looks like it's numbered number 5.
It is number 5, yes.
That's the dummy vault?
Yes. I mean, it is an actual vault, but it wasn't the vault that had all the shit in it. That would be the octagonal room down at the very bottom. That's the number 6. That's the secret vault that has that secret door thing.
And the room that's the one that we know it to be. But if we are looking at, so number 2, is that the wall that we are actively in?
No, number 2 is the living room. What I'm saying is that room number 5, just to the right on the other side of that eastern wall of that room, is the staircase tower that you guys are getting ready to go into. Meaning at this particular moment, you guys are right underneath that room.
Okay, so we would just need to go up and then to the left, essentially.
Yeah, assuming there's a way to get through the dummy vault into the apartments. I'm just making sure you guys are aware three-dimensionally where you guys are.
Um, well, with that assumption, how big are these rooms? Like, just for me as a player, are
Mhm.
these like dimension wise? Room number 5 is what, 15 by 20, or
Would be 20 by 25. Each of those dots is a 5 by 5 square.
so essentially, if I shadow cat this shit, it would take me 3 turns, no, 2 turns to get into the room number 6 if I bonus action dash and move all the way through that.
Uh, Assuming you don't run into any obstacles.
Well, that's if I take the potion of moving, like through phasing through walls or whatever.
Yeah.
Volred, would you be okay with me taking that potion?
Well, of
No.
course.
My thing is I don't want. This is something that I need to do, and I don't want to put everybody at risk, and we already are at risk. But I think besides Kelder, or not Kelder, why did I do that? Besides Kelmac, besides Kelmac, I think I'm the second fastest. If we're not counting like bonus action dashes and stuff, or if we're counting bonus action dashes, I'm Volred and I would both be the fastest since we can both bonus action dash. Is what I'm saying. Um, and I think if I take Yep. If I take that potion and just essentially book it, um, I should be able to get to that room
You're able to Misty Step a few times, correct?
once.
Okay, so you don't have the actual spell, you just use the ability.
It's just it's a face step that's masked or flavored as a misty step.
Okay. Um, if things go wrong and you need help getting out, on the map you tell them where to go, but essentially I want to be since he's going to go all the way to 6, and we're to the right of 5, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would tell him to go to the corner of 3, in the top right corner of 3, and message me.
Oh, the windowsill.
Yes.
Go to the
And
windowsill and message you.
if you have an issue, I will get there and I will get you out. That way you have an escape route or a point of contact to go to. Quick. So I'm okay with you going there to go in there and do it, but I want you to have an escape route if you need.
Understood.
Any objections?
Nope.
All right.
Volred, obviously outside this door there's going to be some form of fey, but do you have any sense of anything back in that direction? So essentially if we're at the right of the room, I'm pointing to like the southwest.
Eric, am I able to sense that particular area?
Um,
Or am I able
yes. You do sense one presence in there. In the room.
And he can't tell like if it's a strong presence or anything, it's just whether or not there's a presence.
Nope, he just knows that there is a fey entity.
titty.
My only concern is getting in there and then the Pumpkin King being right there.
It happened. That is his private bedroom.
Yep.
Just naked.
Sprawled out. You step in,
This is
invisible.
my private time. This is my private time. Doing some weird shit. Oh no.
Okay. Well, if everybody's okay with it, then I will take the potion and prepare myself to make a mad fucking dash.
Okay. Let's go ahead and call it there
What?
for Mission Invisible.
Mission unseen.
Yeah, Mission Unseen. The Pumpkin Protocol.
Ooh. That'll be the next title I put on here. I'll forget it though.
Wham, 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 wham.
They got it so bad because then we could copyright it if it was good. Just exasperated.
Yeah, and it's just a really bad like parody remake where you just put a whole bunch of random NPCs from the game in there. All of a sudden, like the pumpkins that are chilling on, from the Pumpkins Delight are sitting there with like little glasses on, going, "Yeah, John, should you choose to accept it?" Well, of course they're gonna accept. Of course they're gonna accept it. If they don't accept it, there's no point to the movie.
End scene.
Yeah.
Well, Eric,
Yeah.
that's it for episode 124.
Woo!
Chapter 124. And this Thursday, we're back with Baldur's Gate 3 gets taken on by Black Tower Gaming as we see if we can survive again. We're real bad at it. Well, one of us is really good. The rest of us living on a prayer. And then next week on Tuesday, we've got the return of episode chapter 125, where we will infiltrate fully this Pumpkin King's lair, this patch of debauchery,
Yes.
this farm of...
And we will see just how bad this gets.
Join us next time with handsome Volred, skillful Yandre, and Calum the Wizard King, with their friends Isolde and Calum and Calmac. Godwin's there too. Good night, everyone. See you Thursday at 8, and then the following week at 7 on Tuesday. Good night. Farewell, Arvitasen. Farewell.